It doesn't pull up on my phone. Let me go get it off my regular computer here.
Hey guys, we are
When you start swearing.
What up?
Good morning.
Just leave your gifts in the basket.
So come on, man. I want some bulldog stories.
She's the devil, man.
How old is she
we got a
now?
rascal.
I want to see a picture.
She's a nut, man.
You know, I love it. They're all nuts when they're babies. It's the Frenchie, right?
No, it's in English.
Oh, okay. I love those too.
She's,
The Frenchie fat ears I love.
It's this, but
You know,
there's a
Frenchies
bang
have
at the
gotten
end.
so
she has
popular.
an at-work
There's
one
like 6
bang.
of them in our neighborhood.
Oh my
Do
God,
that
they're
one
so
for,
popular.
Yeah, here. So she's a miniature. So she's tiny. There she is in her Halloween
No, the bang.
costume.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh my God.
She's
So this one is for the TSN
Can
login.
you just text this
See
me? I want to
if
send it
that'll
to
work
Stephanie.
for you.
Oh no,
Yep.
yeah. Send me that one and the other one. I want to send this to Stephanie.
Do they shed?
No, oh yes, little
Yeah.
tiny
They shed
hairs.
a little bit.
They do. Winter and summer coats.
Bang.
He is so, or she is so cute. Oh, girl, I
Yeah,
can't hear
her
it.
name's,
So
this one's a girl.
a little girl. So are the kids?
There you go.
We've
Thank
had
you.
Because it was heartbreaking. How old was your dog?
He was 2 days from 8 years.
So he was still young, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? Cancer?
Well, it was a tumor on his neck. We think it was inoperable, so we never found
So
out.
how old are your kids now again?
19 and.
That's what you charge people?
No.
No, what do you charge people for the test?
So we have different options. So continuous monitor.
We're not up, are we?
Yes, we are.
Could you turn off for a second?
years, and I can tell you he's dedicated to the very best service at the very best price. Fix It 24/7 are licensed plumbers and HVAC techs, experienced, background checked, drug screened, and you can get them in your home for just $39 to diagnose any problem you have. You know it won't cost you more than $39 to get a complete, honest estimate of all the work needed. And if you have the work done, they'll waive the $39. Fix It 24/7 gives complete upfront pricing before work begins, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, and it's just $39. They'll treat your home as their own. You won't find better services for better prices anywhere. So if you have any problems, no heat, give them a call. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. Tennessee Williams said that, and it's still true today. Remember the good old days when you pooled your change for a burger and a shake to share? Or you took a road trip with just enough cash to pay for the gas? When you're young, you can roll with the punches. But when you're retired, you need to know you'll have the income you need. Hi, this is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital and host of Your Money, Your Retirement, right here on KHOW every Saturday. You worked hard and saved for your retirement. Now it's time to make sure you have income to last your lifetime. Call today for your complimentary, no-obligation visit and see how to get started with your own retirement income strategy, an income you won't outlive. Call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of...
Audio gun.
Why, Allison? Why? Texting and
Just for the third hour.
These good people look bad.
And we have Absolute Radon with us.
Highway Traffic Safety
I
Administration.
just try not to waste your money.
Your life really isn't your own. Tired
You know
of
what I'm saying?
sacrificing
Sure.
your most valuable asset, the limited time you have on this earth for a paycheck? This is Dave Rocky. It's an online trading academy that will teach you powerful Wall Street
That's safe.
to Main Street investors for over 20 years. Sign up now for a free half-day class. Classes are limited. Online Trading Academy, the only financial educator I personally endorse. Reserve your free class by calling 303-547-3588 or tradingacademy.com.
Hi, it's bonus, and you shot and $1,000 happens now by texting the keyword.
Whoever's doing this is a good impression.
It is a really good one.
Yeah, I like it.
iHeartRadio info. Standard data.
Way better than I like the face that Baldwin makes and stuff, but he doesn't really sound like him. He does have the mannerisms down.
Yeah, I don't think he sounds like him either.
This guy exaggerates it just enough.
Oh, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
You found it? The longest running show on radio with the same host, and I'm so thrilled to be here, and I credit the fact that we have such great content. It is the content known to all of us, and it's relevant to all of us. Why? Because it's consumer advocacy. If you've been lied to, cheated, ripped off, buying, selling, career, school, family, neighbors, we all have consumer issues. This show is a giant town meeting. It's talking over the fence to your neighbor. It's, you know, frustration aloud, meaning you're frustrated about something. Somebody ripped you off. Somebody lied to you, or somebody treated you badly. What do you do about it? You know, with this show, you just talk about it. And that takes your voice and amplifies it. It's like an online review, except you get instant feedback from other people. And you get direct help. Don't forget, we've recovered millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. And today is one of our most popular shows we have. You know how we interweave themes, right? That means we never have a one-topic show. You can call about anything you want. And speaking of that, we have lines open right now, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app around the country as well, live on KRDO Radio in Colorado Springs and beyond, and, of course, our flagship KHOW in Denver. Welcome. What I'm asking you to do now is call if you have any issues. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, and, of course, this other number I give you works 24/7. You can leave messages. We listen every day to every message, and we want to help. That's 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Today is one of our most popular shows. You can call our help center, where our people, not our people, but Compass Insurance Group, they're standing by. Compass Insurance Group is an insurance agency representing about 25 lines of insurance. Here's what I love about them. They have no particular allegiance to any company. They are not captive. They are only dedicated to helping consumers. And I mean that. I have been with them, I don't know, maybe 15 years now or more. But here's when I've been with them, they have switched me around every so many years or whenever they feel there's a better deal or better coverage. If you have insurance now and you've had it more than 3 years, you're probably subject to what's called the creep up syndrome. Matt Corneo at Compass Insurance Group, explain the creep up syndrome.
Well, Tom, I think in particular with captive companies where people have been with a company for 15, 20 years, they don't pay attention to their policies, and they don't look and see that, you know, that their rate's probably gone up 20-30% every year and not even really paid attention to it. Or they wait for the big bump.
Or they reduce coverage.
Or they reduce coverage. Or, you know, you see people with wind and hail deductibles now. I saw someone yesterday that had a $7,900 wind and hail deductible. And she didn't even realize it. And I said,
creep up syndrome.
Yeah. I said, do you realize did you pay, you know, the first $8,000 of your hail loss? Well, no, my deductible is $1,000. I said, well, yeah, your normal deductible is at $1,000, but you've got a $8,000 wind and hail deductible.
303-713-TALK. Do you hear that? Now, here's what we've done for people. And every time we have saved people anywhere from $30 a month to $800 a month. We've saved people $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a year on multiple policies. We've saved people $1,000. Can you imagine right now today with one phone call putting an extra $100 in your pocket? And if you think, oh, no, I can't do it, it's so much trouble. They take care of all the transfers and all the cancellations. You don't have to do, you have to do something. You have to agree to it. They will shop your insurance and get you a better deal or tell you they can't. That's another thing I love about them. What percentage of the time do you tell people, stay put, you're doing great?
I'd say 10.
15?
10,
15?
15%
Okay,
maybe.
so there's an 85% chance you right now will get more money in your pocket. I've had people call and say, I can't believe it, Tom. I saved $250 a month just with a phone call. You call, you tell them what you have. Get your declarations page if you have it. If you have multiple policies, you don't have to worry about making a phone call to your agent. Here's another thing that's great. People say to me, Tom, we've had State Farm for years and 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 years. You're paying too much if you did. The captive agents for sure. These are the ones that can only sell one line of insurance. Allstate, Farmers, State Farm, American Family. Those are captive agents. There's probably others too. And they're also among the worst insurance companies for customer service and settlements without fighting you. So please make this call. Here's the number right now for a free insurance quote. You don't have to be on the air. Now, if you do have other insurance questions, you can ask Matt here. He's with us today. But here's the number, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. We're going to keep those lines open till 4 o'clock today. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Let's go to the phones. Celia, what's happening, Celia?
Well, I got a question, Tom.
Yes.
It's about the Rocky Flats Settlement Fund.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody called you last week, and I spoke to Libby. She works over there at with the CPA Account for Success.
Oh, Atlas. Yeah, Atlas is a group of financial companies, one of them being Accounting for Success. They do all of our accounting work. And what did Libby tell you over at Atlas?
Well, she told me to call back with Suzanne. So I did call Susan. I just spoke to her, and now I'm talking to you.
And you want to know if Rocky Mountain Flats settlements are taxable.
Yeah.
And they are not.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, good. That's what I wanted to know.
Now, I'm telling you that because most of the time, casualty settlements or settlements, the theory is you've suffered a loss, you've taken the loss, and this is making you whole, and that's loss of value, a loss of something.
Oh.
There are some cases with punitive damages where they can be taxable, but Matt, with insurance proceeds, they're almost never taxable, right?
Almost never.
Even if you get like a deduction for cosmetic stuff.
Okay.
If they give you an award, you don't have to claim it.
No, that's right.
So, you don't have to worry about that. There are rare circumstances when settlements are, taxable. And Atlas Financial Advisors, is that right, Suzanne? They do.
My screen blanked out. It's
okay.
Atlas CPAs and Advisors.
Yeah, Atlas CPAs and Advisors. They do all of our work. And, they're good people, Mark, what's going on with you?
Hello?
Hey, Mark, what's happening?
Hey, Tom. I was in a car accident 2 days ago. Found out that he has a suspended license and he's uninsured. Now, he was driving a 26-foot box truck rented from Enterprise, and he's telling me that he works for himself, just doing odd jobs and things like that. But he told the police that he works for some larger company delivering appliances and gave the police insurance information. So I don't know what to do right now. Wait for the police to do their investigation.
Did you get a copy of the police report with the name of the insurance company?
Not yet. I was rushed to the hospital. I was pinned in my car.
Mark, how are you doing right now?
I'm actually doing quite well.
Do you have injuries?
Yes, I do have a shoulder injury and a leg injury.
Well, I always tell you, you have to talk to an attorney, and I mean that. And if people say, "Oh, Tom, why does everyone have to sue?" They don't have to sue. But I'm telling you right now that you must talk to an attorney whenever you're injured to find out what your rights are, even if you don't end up suing. And I would recommend John Fuller. In fact, I'd like to get him on the air just to ask him about this case if you hold on. It's very important. Not only do you have injury, but this guy, there might be multiple places to collect. He might have been working, the rental agency, all of that. Do we have John Fuller with us already? Good. Let's talk to John Fuller, Fuller Law. John, a guy, did I disconnect the caller? No, he's still there, right? Yeah, okay. So John Fuller, welcome. Personal injury attorney. So this guy is hit by an uninsured, he says uninsured, but here's the situation. He's uninsured, and is the license suspended, Mark, or revoked, or what?
He said that his license is suspended, and he was cited for driving with a suspended license and running a red light. Running a red light,
driving with a suspended license. Now, you know what I always say about you, John? You sniff out money, you look for multiple places to collect if you can. So this guy's uninsured. This guy is flat out wrong, ran the red light, suspended license. So he was driving a box truck that was rented. Could you make the argument that rental agency could have been negligent renting to him?
Well, the rental company should have insurance on that vehicle themselves. I mean, even if the driver turns out to be suspended, there still should be insurance. Now, generally, when you rent a car, you have to provide them with some evidence of your insurance. So I'm curious as to what the guy did. But if that insurance turns out to be invalid, I would very much make the case that the rental agency itself would still be on the hook for negligently entrusting that vehicle to this driver so that he could present himself out on the roadways and cause accidents without coverage and whatnot.
Also,
I don't care as much about the suspended license. You don't have to have a license for there to be valid insurance. A lot of people think the two go hand in hand. A lot of times if a policy of insurance lapses, that can result in a suspended license, but it doesn't automatically result in the insurance policy being canceled.
Okay, so John Fuller, another question. He also mentioned to the police he was making deliveries for a company. What would that mean to you?
I would certainly suggest that in that case that company might also bear some of the responsibility for, this guy being on the road without insurance and without any sort of license. I mean, there's a lot of options here. You have to pursue them all, Tom.
And he's injured, and he's got a shoulder injury. So I told him to call you for at least an initial consultation for sure.
Absolutely. Ultimately, we're going to also look to your caller's own insurance under something called uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist.
Yes.
But not until we've fully exhausted the investigation into whether there's a rental company or another company that should have coverage out there. I mean, we're going to exhaust all avenues of coverage before we turn to that UM. But even if we have to use the UM, that's what it's there for. That's the most important type of coverage you can have on your policy, second only to medical payments coverage. But cover yourself, protect your own family from these people that are out there uninsured and driving on our streets.
Now, Mark, I truly mean this. You need to talk to someone, especially in your case, with an injury. Shoulders are tricky. You also have multiple people here. And John Fuller, Fuller Law, and his website is personalinjuryco.com. personalinjuryco.com. He's also on my referral list at referrallist.com. His number, and this is for anyone, he is very knowledgeable, and we've gotten very fond of John over the years. He's answered many questions and helped many of our listeners. 303-597-4500. Always consult an attorney, always with a personal injury, to see what is going on. Otherwise you could lose some rights and some possible damages you have coming. 303-597-4500. Today's show brought to you by Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. If you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, you'll find a huge variety. Rocky's prides itself in its variety, not just on the type of car, but the color, the options, the price ranges, and the years. You can get one nearly new. You can get one just 10, 20, 50, 10 or 15 years old. Give them a call for good, safe cars. Carfax with every car, and a variety, not just in selection of cars, but also in financing. 40 lenders to choose from to fit one right for your situation. And they're at 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 303-426-4646.
Tom, I don't know if you remember back to a lady that couldn't get a title to total her car.
Hey, Tom. So there was no plumb line. I can throw one in if you want.
I need to do one in the third hour. I'll just take care of it. Or I'll throw one in. Because they need a special. Yes. What were you going to say? I'm sorry, Clint.
Oh, we had a lady who just called, had a title problem on her car. I found out she was sitting home for the last month, seriously injured. Oh my God. And I got John.
Who's these? You brought these in? Well, crack them open. I'm going to grab one because I just started looking at it and I thought, oh my goodness, look at these are really homemade. Oh, sorry. Here you go, brothers. I'm going to run the rest of them. And then I purposely don't introduce two guests at the same time because if it was each other, so I do it coming out.
Customer service, and that's what we deliver. We offer loans up to $500.
Coming up.
Do I look like I miss any snacks?
Oh my God.
Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has a special
Mark today.
He's coming.
I know he's downstairs. I saw him down there.
Any problem you have in your car for just $89.
So much less conflict in markets.
Is that good? Yeah, but he makes Tom look good.
That's true. That is really true.
Makes Tom look kind.
That's very true.
303.
Dan, am I supposed to call the murder case or not? Okay, you should take it off the calendar, so I wasn't sure. If you did.
No, I would just, can you write in there and stuff says he will call back just so we have all that information? So.
Okay. Yeah, if you took it off, I printed the sheet before you took it off. So
yeah.
that's
No,
fine.
I didn't take it off. I'll
Okay.
just write on there, just so we have that information.
I'm just going to leave it, yeah.
Yeah, so, but we could say that didn't call him because,
All right.
yeah, his lawyer told him not to.
Make your small business big. Now get $20 off your first month when you visit
Would have been a good call.
/radio.
Yeah, sounds like it.
One of these times, when you guys get on here, if you have the opportunity to explain coverage.
That's yeah.
You know, I can't believe, I was an adjuster for 16 years. My dad owned an agency since 1957.
Okay.
So, my sister took over. So, but I bet that 90% of the people out there, I would ask them what the numbers meant on their liability, they would have no clue.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. I know.
And like the UM and the mid-pay, you know, I mean, my sister explained that carefully, but boy,
yeah, you kind of got to. People got to know what they're buying.
Well, they don't.
No, they really don't.
Because I get all the, you know,
You're
this lady
right.
This lady that I was talking about, she was worried about a title to an $800 car. And she'd been sitting home for 40 days. Pretty badly hurt. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't make. And didn't know what to do. I mean, she didn't even tell us about that. Of course, we had a guy yesterday that called in, was trying to get his paycheck stuff, was worried about that, and then bother telling us he's sitting in jail, facing 8 major felony charges, and he needs the pay stubs to get to prove what he makes to get a public defender. But dude, your priorities are a little bizarre.
Full coverage, you need uninsured motorists?
Yes.
Is that good?
Yes. Well, you should. Always. We won't sell a policy without it. So someone, we walk people. If they don't have UM,
it's so cheap. And also, I mean, it's for pain and suffering. It's not for property.
That's right. Yeah, and UMPD, so property damage comes with collision in Colorado.
My sister's coming, they have to do a waiver if they don't take it.
Yeah, always. Number one reason an agent gets sued.
Also medical pay.
Oh, absolutely.
Man pay.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. If you're a small business, first impressions can make all the difference. With Grasshopper, you get all the features of a professional business phone system on your mobile phone. Choose a business phone number.
Those cookies are phenomenal.
You know what? Another very misleading thing, full coverage.
We don't use that term.
That's a very, always been a really
I hate it.
I hate it too. So
It doesn't mean anything.
Well, because to everyone, full coverage means I'm covered for everything, no matter
Yeah,
what.
I know, and I would, you know.
We don't use that term.
No, sorry, you don't have common collision. Well, I have full coverage.
When I grow up,
Well, to people, that means I have med pay, I have uninsured motorist, I have rental, I have towing, I have glass.
Yeah, what does it mean? But, yeah,
I have work loss, I got stuff that we can't even tell you, so.
I love you.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle.
Is glass
Learn how
worthwhile
at
now?
iwanttorecycle.
It's the most common auto claims.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And so, and it depends on the company, because some people will
Good cookie.
so they can give it a call.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Personal injury attorney. Someone I hope you never need.
Now, another attorney I hope you never need, Joe Lazzara. Now, frankly, he's a criminal defense attorney, and what do you think he does most of? DUIs, handling them. Sometimes you put up a defense, sometimes you just get through the system. So many people have gotten popped for DUIs. They're not hard and cold fast drinkers and drunks. They weren't even dangerous on the road to the extent that they were over the limit. But you're still dangerous in the law's eyes. I'm not minimizing this. No one should drink and drive at all. I don't even mean, I mean no drinking and driving. I'll tell you why. You can't calculate, truly calculate. And some people could be under the legal limit and still impaired. So what I recommend is a designated driver or Uber or Lyft. And please, if you get in trouble, Joe Lazzara is there to help. He doesn't judge, he just helps you. And you need someone to get through the system. 303-429-6200. And any other criminal defense, LazzaraLegal.com, on my referral list at referrallist.com. Joe Lazzara. Okay, our insurance help center, if you call with a declarations page or with a good idea of what you're paying and what your coverage is, there's no charge and no obligation for this whatsoever. It does no damage to you whatsoever. Like, it's not like a credit report where it dings your credit. They're going to do some checking for you and quote you. And we're going to have examples of real life savings. You could save up to thousands of dollars depending on how much you're paying now. And they'll tell you if you have great coverage. So it's 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Absolute Radon in the house today. Catherine is with us. I do commercials for Absolute Radon because I believe in it. And the tests are, they're so cheap. They start at around $20. And then you can get these electronic instantaneous tests for a little more, where you can get results in how long, Catherine? In just a couple days? Just turn that on, yeah.
Yep, the test can run for as little as 48 hours, and when we come to pick up the device, we can give you your results instantly and generate a report that we send to you right on site.
Most of your customers right now, you're telling me, are selling their house, right?
Yeah, a lot of this comes up when people are buying or selling a house. A buyer will have the home inspector come in, do a home inspection, and part of that is a radon test.
So if you're doing that, Absolute Radon Safety, Absolute Radon, don't forget the safety. Absolute Radon Safety is the name of the company, and they're right here in Denver, local. And you know, we'll talk about what mitigation is. People get so afraid. They say, okay, so what if I have high radon? It might really hurt me. But they're located right here in Denver, and they're on my referral list, 303-880-0682. Let's talk to who's been waiting here. I just want to take people. Oh, Catherine. Hi, Caitlin. I'm sorry, Caitlin. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. So back in August of last year, I rented an apartment from Shadow Ridge at Southlands in Aurora. And exactly a week after I had initially moved in, I came home from work one day.
Now, do you have a one-year lease?
It was 12 months or 11 months. I can't remember.
When does it? When is it up? Oh, they let you out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did they let you out of it? After how much time?
They let me out of it in October.
Okay. So now, what's going on? And how long had you been there?
1 week.
Just 1 week?
1 week. So I came home, I opened my garage door, and everything, all of my personal items that I had stored in the garage were gone. And so I panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, someone broke in.
Now, wait a minute. This is when you were getting ready to move out?
No. This was a week after I moved in.
A week after you moved in. Is this
Yes.
after they let you out of the lease?
No. They didn't let me out of the lease until this whole garage fiasco happened.
Okay, so you come home and everything is missing, then what?
Well, I panicked.
Right. I would too.
I went up to my apartment to see, because I don't know, I didn't know what to think. My furniture was still in my apartment, thank goodness, but I did have a lot of personal belongings in the garage.
So what happened? Where did it go? Did somebody rob you?
So it turned out it was the leasing office at the apartment. They accidentally leased my garage to a new tenant.
They leased it?
I actually met that tenant that night.
Wait a minute. Did that garage go with your place?
So they're not attached. They're detached.
No, but in your lease, did you have a garage?
So that's the other thing. They don't mention garages specifically in the lease.
Then you don't have
one.
one.
About that. I said, well, my garage isn't in the lease.
Then why, when you, hold on, the term, my garage, Caitlin, what leads you to believe it's your garage? Is it, you say it's not attached, but is it right next to it?
It's in the building, and they gave me access to it. They gave me keys to it.
Okay, so it's like a building where you go underground or you go up on, it's a parking garage. Not it's not an individual garage?
No, it's an individual lockable garage. It's
okay. I'm trying to get a picture, Caitlin. It's an individual lockable garage, and it's in the same building as your apartment.
Correct.
And is it one that you drive into and then take an elevator up to your apartment?
I drive into it, and then I can exit out of this door that goes into the breezeway.
And then you
Then from the breezeway, I just walk straight to my apartment.
So it's a individual parking garage next to your apartment. I'm wondering why you thought it was yours. I mean, there are garages.
They gave her keys to it.
Okay.
It's just they lease them, so they don't have enough to give them to each individual tenant.
Did they hand you the keys and say, "Here's your garage key"?
Oh yes, absolutely. When I leased the apartment, that was part of the reasons I decided to.
Anyway, let's speed up. They leased it to someone else by mistake, I take it.
Yes.
Because they didn't claim you didn't have a garage. They just said we did this by mistake. And so then what happened? What happened?
Well, like I said, I met that tenant. I sent them an email that night, basically.
Where is your stuff? That's what I want to know. Where did your stuff go?
It's gone. I never got it back.
Wait, did this tenant throw it away?
No, their maintenance staff did.
Because it was leased. They said, we got to clear this place out. That is strange that they didn't even try to contact you. This is ridiculous. How much stuff was in there?
My best estimate was it was just under $10,000 worth.
What? Wait a minute. This is unheard of. It's absurd. They saw that this garage was packed with stuff. They knew that you just moved in, and they didn't even whisper a word to you. How long had your stuff been in there? You were only there a week. How long?
1 week.
How long were you in there? It happened after a week. Is that when it happened?
Yes.
Oh my!
I mean, how could they do that? What excuse do they have? I think you can sue them. I really do.
Well, and I have a voicemail from them where they completely own up to it.
Did they offer to pay you anything?
Yes, initially.
And then what?
It was going to have to go through corporate.
Okay.
And so
where does it stand right? I don't want to hear the story though. What does it stand right now? I want to help you, and we don't need those details right now. What's the end result? Did they say sorry, Caitlin?
They're ignoring me now.
In the beginning, did they say how much they would pay you or anything like that?
No, just, bland.
Okay.
We'll take care
and
of
when
it.
you and then did you say at that time, I want to leave?
Yes, I inquired about being let out of my lease.
And they did it?
Said yes.
In writing?
She said it verbally. I asked for something in writing. She said, I don't have anything.
Wait a minute. Did you get your deposit back?
No, not yet. The 60 days has passed.
Wait a minute. You did not even get your deposit back? Are they going to claim you broke your lease? You will have no proof. I mean, what if they say you broke your lease and they're keeping it? We need, Clint, you need to call this apartment management company. Do you have an owner on site or a manager or what?
There's a property manager.
What's the name of this joint?
The person?
No, the apartment complex.
Shadow Ridge at Southlands.
Yeah, you told me that before. I was just So upset I forgot. Shadow Ridge at South Glen. You know, why'd you wait so long to call me?
Well, because they acted like they were going to make it right. They even at one point told me that my check was in the mail. And so I kept calling, making sure they had the correct address. My mail is set to forward
Caitlin, this
to
is
me.
wrong. This is wrong. You've been wronged. You know that. And that's why I'm sure somebody said, you better call Tom Martino, because they heard you got ripped and they knew you got ripped. This is terrible. And the only reason I assume someone told you to call is because usually young women do not listen to the show. Our audience is usually like 35 plus, and they're also, well, actually, we're pretty good split with male and female. So, welcome to the show. The Insurance Help Center, 303-771-HELP. Keep that coming. This is crazy what is going on. Crazy. If you're looking for a unique way to get your car repaired, I love Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Let me tell you about their special. Mark Machowski, the owner, has been with me for more than 15 years on the referral list. He's been in business nearly 30 years. They will fix any problem for $89 plus parts, or the visit is free. That may not make sense, but listen carefully to what you get. About 85% of the time, most problems can be taken care of for $89. No matter how many people work on it, they'll do it for $89 plus parts. If it's way too intense, like a whole transmission, they're going to politely say, we can't do this for $89, but here is a complete diagnostic of everything wrong. So you get a full and free diagnostic. So there's no way you can lose. You either pay $89, flat rate, get it fixed, with plus your parts, or you get a free written diagnostic from a great shop, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, and they do all kinds of auto repair. 303-781-9858. They're on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, on the west side.
I don't eat sweets, but I'm sorry to make an exception. He's hoarding them over here.
No, it was very smart.
I do not want to. I'm not going to have another one, so don't let me.
Man, you're sticking with that no Diet Coke.
I just lost. I don't know what happened.
That's amazing.
I love Diet Coke so much. I couldn't go. I drank it. My body, I just stopped.
I know, that's amazing that you just really...
I didn't like it. It's not because I have willpower.
Right.
I've lost my taste, and I can't even explain it.
I lost taste of stuff after I've gotten sick. You know, you eat something and you get sick, like a flu or something.
There was one other thing I lost my taste for. Starbucks coffee.
Whoa.
The coffee. Can't stand it.
Really? And it wasn't anything that happened. It's just that you just, boom,
at the same time as the Coke.
Wow.
But I get tea there. You like coffee?
I do, but I'm not picky. I mean, I'll have the store
You want to pay $5 for a cup of coffee?
I guess I'm there, but I mean, I'll drink the watered down corner store coffee or whatever.
Coffee and Diet Coke. I don't understand when things like that happen.
That's amazing. So some of the
you remember what I drank.
Right. But it was just like 2 days ago when you said, hey, I'm not going to drink this anymore.
Well, but it was way before that happened.
Oh, really?
I've been gradually, like, just not drinking. Not consciously. It's just I didn't desire it. It had nothing to do with an effort.
Well, there's a bunch more down there you got to finish up for.
What's that?
There's a bunch
I know. I might bring it to my apartment. I might bring it either home or to my condo for guests. You know, I think it has something to do maybe too with the sugar, the zero sugar they call it. They changed it.
Oh, they did.
They said they improved it. I don't know why they messed with it. They call it Coke Zero Sugar as opposed to Coke Zero.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction. You and your family.
I really loved it. I mean, Coke. You know, when I was younger, I would drink a case of Coke in a week. Whoa. You know those cases? You remember the Coke bottles?
Yeah.
Those little Coke bottles. They were, and I would get a case. And I was just a kid working my ass off going to college, and I would just drink a case of it.
Of the regular sugar Coke.
Yeah.
The Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery program located here in Colorado. You speak to someone local about different treatment options, all evidence-based.
Did you drink Coke or anything like that?
I used to drink Diet Dr. Pepper.
In college, Coca-Cola was,
I don't anymore.
God almighty, Coca-Cola was everywhere in college.
It's amazing, Dr. Pepper. People who drink Dr. Pepper love it.
I never could get a taste for it ever.
I always liked Diet Dr. Pepper. The other one was too sweet.
Remember back in the day, Tab was really,
Yeah.
that was like all the women would.
I'll drink it if I'm hungover.
You're right. Where did you go to college?
I didn't.
So, I went a little in New York, a little in Florida, and finished up. And so I never did the classic dorms. I was never in a dorm. I was always in an apartment or a house with people, and I preferred that. But I met an Italian fellow, and he and I. And the reason I made an Italian, we're brought up the same way. We could cook, clean, sew. It was amazing. We had an apartment that was so beautiful. And people would come over, they couldn't believe two single guys. Girls would come and say, is this your house? Is your mom's?
Do you have a maid?
And then we cook. We'd take turns cooking, and friends would come over, and they were just blown away. And I was shocked that boys did not know how to do stuff. Like I would sew things, and I would do all of that, and it wasn't even considered weird in my house. It was like, my mom taught me everything.
Well, sewing.
Sewing for sure.
You just
with and without the
sewing. It's not too hard to learn.
With and without the sewing machine, right? But there's a certain pattern.
With the sewing machine on.
But with buttons, there's a certain, we have a certain pattern to keep it. And then some buttons that you want to dangle a little, to give them, you have to coil the thread behind it. Come on, I'm giving myself away. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I can't say enough about Centeno Schultz stem cell therapy. Oh my goodness. If you are looking for stem cell therapy, please insist on a few things, even if you do not choose the one I'm recommending. Here's what you better do. Always insist on MDs and registered nurses together, not just a nurse. Also, you want a medical clinic with imagery when they do the shots. Also, you want a place that uses living stem cells. And hear me when I say this. And anyone who wants to disagree, you can call me at 303-MARTINO. You get on the air immediately. Insist on living stem cells. And the only way to deliver living stem cells in a clinical setting right now is to harvest it from the donor, you, the patient, and re-deliver it from either bone marrow or fat. If fluids are shipped in, frozen or otherwise, they cannot and do not preserve living stem cells. And virtually every single chiropractic office that has these seminars and talk about this stuff, they do not use living stem cells. And by the way, I'm not saying they don't have benefit. Amniotic fluid, even amniotic fluid, does have benefit, okay? So I'm not going to diss them that way. I had it done on my lower back, and it did great things. But if you want true living stem cell treatment for the same cost or less, Centeno Schultz, and something I better mention, if you go to Centeno Schultz and you don't need stem cells, they have other orthopedic solutions because they're doctors. They have PRP, platelet-rich plasma, which does extraordinary stuff at even less pricing. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. Oh, my goodness, this story we just talked about. I'll fill in Mark since he walked in.
Crazy, Tom.
Caitlin moves into an apartment complex. Her stuff is in the garage. They gave her the key to the garage. Empty, vacant, alone, next to her apartment. It's separated. It's not attached. So she has her stuff in the garage. That's it.
She puts her furniture in the apartment. She's getting settled. About a week goes by. She comes home from work. The garage is empty. Management company says, we leased your garage to someone by mistake.
What happened to her stuff?
No one knows.
She said maintenance threw it out.
Maintenance took it. She had about $10,000 worth of stuff. The value isn't even that much. Let's just say it was $1,000. It doesn't matter. They took her stuff and threw it away. It was totally negligent. They knew she had just moved in. They knew it. And they knew she was only there a week. So she's not expected to have an empty garage. But you would think they would attempt to talk to someone about it instead of throwing it out. I cannot believe that they would have thrown it out. And then they, not only that, they let her out of the lease, but kept her deposit. So now, since October, they have her security deposit, and her stuff is gone. Angela, you're going to win. No, not Angela. Caitlin, you're going to win. Angela is on the line now to talk about her experience with Shadow Ridge Apartments. Go ahead. At Southland, what is your experience?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I moved into Southlands about 4 years ago, and it has been nothing but problems there. The maintenance guys will come into the apartment. I've been taking a shower, and the maintenance guys will come into the apartment without authorization.
I have a hard time believing this. That's a crazy story. You're taking a shower, no one's there, they don't knock, they just walk in?
They just walk
I'd shoot them.
Well,
I'd shoot them.
Now, hold on. Let me explain something. Landlords are allowed to come into an apartment for maintenance. Listen, it's in your lease, most leases. Now, they attempt to see if someone's home. It could be that they truly thought you were out and gone. But once they come in and hear the shower or something, what did they do?
It's happened multiple times.
What do they do when they come in and you're in the shower? What do they do?
I asked them what they were doing, and they said that they had the wrong apartment.
Yeah, that sounds too weird to me.
And when it continues to happen over and over.
Now, is Clint making a phone call for us? And is he using that?
Absolutely,
okay.
Tom.
Go. Okay. So I don't know, Angela, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there, but the story gets much worse than that.
Go to the worst part.
The other thing that happened was that one of the maintenance guys overflowed the washer in the upstairs apartment, which was a model home. And when he overflowed the washer, and it was in the evening, you couldn't even get a hold of anyone to come.
So what
to
happened?
The apartment. So the water started coming down into our apartment, and it was coming through the lights.
Did they take responsibility?
What happened is the maintenance guy came down.
No, Angela, did they take responsibility and fix it and take care of anything they ruined of yours?
They have fixed it. But
what about yours? Did any of your stuff get damaged?
No, none of our stuff got damaged, but the maintenance guy got so mad that he had overran the washer upstairs that he stabbed two of our walls in our apartment. There was a wall in the living room.
Okay, we need to check this place out. Angela, listen, enough is enough. I hear you. Maybe we take Angela's number in case we need a witness for our other case. 303-713-8255. Don't forget, our insurance help center is going on through all of this madness. If you call, there's a really good chance you're going to save money. 303-713. Oh, no, excuse me. It's 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Joan, what is your question, Joan?
Hi, Tom. It's a life insurance policy, universal policy.
Yeah.
And we've had it for 31 years.
There are so many different kinds of policies. So hold on. We'll take you. Chances are, if you have a policy, 31 years, you've way overpaid and probably don't have much cash value, but we'll figure it out. Also, we'll just talk about it in general. Century RV, if you're looking for an RV, Century RV. You know what? RVs are growing in popularity because the population getting older. Not that it's just for old people. A lot of families do it too. But here's what I love about Century RV. They have an indoor showroom. No matter what the weather's doing, you can get indoor comfort. And they have the largest selection of used RVs in the state. They also do new RVs. In fact, on the new Big Iron, you can save up to $50,000. They have brand new camper trailers under 10 grand. If you want to see this huge selection, it's on 6th Avenue. Well, actually, just north of 6th. Picture this, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. So they're open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6, CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111.
How are you doing, Catherine?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
Very good.
I got a lot of good compliments from Catherine for our future commercials and for today.
Oh,
She brought some cookies in.
I saw that and I walked right by him. How dare you?
I had two of them.
Are you not on a
I don't eat sugar.
Well, neither do I, theoretically.
Yeah.
You know,
Nor does he drink Diet Coke.
No, he's off Coke.
Holy shit, he is off.
He's off of it.
That's like 3 days.
I know it.
But Mark, wait, before that, I just told you that I had been, like, not drinking much at all. Look at, ask Susan.
That last spill.
I mean, I'm not, but Mark, this is not like a thing I am doing, like, I'm not going to do it. It's just automatic. It's just, if I wanted one, I'd take it. I really would.
Yeah.
There's nothing, I don't have anything against it. Right on the second leading cause of cancer, did you know around half the homes in Colorado have dangerous levels of radon gas? That's according to Colorado Department of Health.
Oh.
You should get it tested. Tested.
Michael Brown drinks Diet
Yeah,
Coke,
that
maybe
tested
give
device.
him
I've never
your
used
stuff
it.
over.
It's from Norway. It Bluetooth to my phone. So as soon as I get there,
Oh,
I
my.
link it and look at the results and graph the levels and stuff.
Why does that electronic test cost so much? Is it because you have to pay a royalty on each one or not?
Well, it's a pretty expensive machine. And
So you have to recoup your costs.
we have to recoup our costs. It needs to be calibrated once a year. I also need to run it next year, pass the
I
test
just want to
first.
make sure we can rules and rules of business.
Yeah.
And there's a trade-off, obviously, between cost, profit, and loss. Meaning, do you get more customers that make up for it, or do you start taking losses? So here's what I want to know. What competition do you have? A lot.
It's decent. I wouldn't say it's as much as like plumbing or HVAC or electrical, but the market's a little bit smaller. So I mean, it's fairly competitive. And then, yeah, and home inspectors test, which is obviously great. You know, when you're doing a home sale, because if you're buying a house, you're probably just going to want everything done through the home inspector.
And they don't refer to you.
They'll refer us for the mitigation.
Oh, well, that's a good part. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a good relationship with a lot of them?
We work with quite a few home inspectors.
Good.
Yeah, we have good relationships with them.
I recommend that we do a digital campaign
I've done extensive research which led me to Centennial Schultz Clinic right here in Colorado. They're internationally recognized for their work with stem cells. They're all MDs working with true living stem cells harvested from your own fat or
the kind of realtor, the kind of house. Did he talk to you about our digital? It's very cost effective. In fact, you're doing endorsement links. There's no extra cost. I'll do whatever. Yeah. All you have to pay for, which is minor, is just the placement of like wherever you go. But it's way cheap compared to everything else.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about it because now I just realized if you can get one realtor, you're going to be in the top for the mitigation. And we'll go at it because realtors hate when they have something snagged with you. And that's how we're going to focus on don't let referralist.com.
We're a small business. First
take your deal. Right. And then we'll talk about it. You know that 98% of the systems are going to put in for just this month and is guaranteed. So then we can target just them. Perfect. You know, very seldom do you have a company that can market to a very specific company. When you have that, it's wonderful.
Yep. Realtors and home inspectors are our best referral sources for sure. And yeah, we give them discounts for their clients, and we offer options if they have closing. So that makes things easier for the person selling as well.
You send them in to calibrate it?
What was that?
So you send the machines in to get them
Yeah.
calibrated?
So this machine goes in once a year to get calibrated, and then every 6 months as part of our quality assurance, quality control program, it'll get ran next to either a passive test, so something that gets analyzed by independent, or a recently calibrated machine, just to make sure everything's accurate.
U.S. governments did segregate blacks during the 20th century. It's a forgotten story you must...
Tom, do you go back to New York very often?
706 here on 630 KHOW.
Yeah, New York City.
Yeah.
Not to my hometown, New York City. Hi, Tom Martino here.
We have Compass Insurance Group in the house, and they are doing their insurance help center. That means the people are standing by in our help center. Hello, guys. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. The phone's ringing off the hook because people want to know if they can save money. Just think, one phone call. I had a guy call and say, I can't believe this, Tom, $230 a month. I'm saving. I made one phone call. I mean, what can you do with an extra $230? It's cool. And that's just a small example. I give you my example, which happened many years ago, $6,000 in savings. Who knows what they're saving me now compared to what it could have been. And they always shop. Even when they have you as a client, they still shop for you to get you the best deals. They're not loyal to any one company. They just have you in mind. 303-771-HELP is the help center. Call in and tell them what you're doing for insurance, and they will most likely save you money. If not, they'll tell you you got a great deal. Okay, so Joan had a life insurance policy for 31 years, and what's going on, Joan?
Okay, paid $50 a month on it. My husband now has turned 80, and that has all changed.
What's changed?
Like,
how has it changed?
Well, it went up.
Now, are you sure? Wait a minute. This is a whole life policy. It's not term?
It is universal.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. People call universal, and I understand that, but there are several products called universal. I don't know what this particular one is and why it would go up in price. It's a matter of contract. You know, Compass Insurance Group, you guys don't do life, do you?
We do. Yeah.
You do. Well, in the life insurance you do. Do you do investment grade? No, not really.
We don't a ton. I know about universal life, and usually that cash value goes to help supplement the cost of insurance as it goes up.
Right.
My guess is that the cash value's probably run out, and that's why the premium's going up. That's my guess.
Do you know if you have a cash value?
Right. That's he said it. He said it.
How much is the coverage? What kind of policy? How much?
The coverage was $25,000.
No. Wait a minute. The face value I'm asking for. What did you insure your husband for? If he
$25,000.
No, wait a minute. $25,000 death benefit, and you've been paying all these years.
31 years. And now
No. This is criminal. What the money you wasted is criminal. They should give you the money. Okay, 31 times 12 equals 372 months by how much?
$18,600 is what
$18,600. I just did it.
This is what we're paid for both of us now. That this policy was
is it a first? Is it a first to die?
No.
You have two policies.
He has a policy and
okay.
I have a policy.
All right.
Both $25,000.
It's not as terrible. Okay. It's not as terrible as I thought. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's terrial.
No, it's not. Not so far. Now, how much is it going up to? I need to stay on topic. How much is it going up to?
$174, and every year it's going up. When he turned 80, it started going up, and there's no cash value in it now until I'm sure it's getting ready to go up some ridiculous price. He was 50.
Hey, is your husband healthy?
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, I'm just kidding. Really, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? It's a matter of contract. What do you want?
Okay, we're wondering, would this be a good case to file? Could we file something even to get half of our money back?
You'll get no. Of course not. That is a rock solid contract, most likely. However, do you know what we'll do for you as a courtesy? You get us the policy and we'll review it. We'll have one of our experts review it. I'm Tom Martino. We have a lot more to go on the Troubleshooter Show. You stick around, and don't forget referrallist.com to prevent problems. Being accused...
I know why that video was so big, bro. You did it as a movie. Next time, do it as an MP4. That's why I was down there so long.
Okay, you want me to redo? It's too late.
I
I
might have you re-encoded, actually. That was ridiculously large.
Before I forget, just tell Clint he's got to have a lid on this. It can't sit here still all over our
Absolutely.
stuff.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I noticed it, and
Wait a minute, where is it? Don't give it to Tom.
Keep it away from Tom.
Oh my God, I'm the worst.
Mark's right behind him.
God, that one day I did 3
You're not.
spools.
Mark is not bad at
Just that one day, I couldn't believe it.
Only when
It was 3 days into my fast. I'm knocking shit over left and right.
The co-host is just, wow, look at it. This must be his chair.
I got all the way through that damn ad, had it all done, uploaded everything. Everything. And I couldn't attach the right pixel.
Carl Shipper says we're good to go.
Oh, good, good.
Okay. Hey,
Oh, Tom, important shit, real
Clint,
quick.
For now on,
Today, there's an emergency at KRDO. That's why I just left. We're sending them the third hour as well. Drew's changing the intro so it doesn't say KHW. When we go to break, he's got to fire off a, whatever you call it. What do you call it? A tone. Well, you know, our stinger.
There you go.
They're going to have to manually, when they manually hear the stinger, they'll cut. Then Drew's going to run intro music for 15 seconds when we come back in. Because they literally have a guy that's on
I
the
got
board.
to tell you, we're all, with our third hour, the breaks are not going to be...
No, that's what I'm saying. They've got to manually do it. So they'll know when we cut, and they'll know when we're coming back. However long it is whatever it is. I don't know what broke there, but they had whatever, you know, they do their TV news from KRDO on the radio 12 to 1. And whatever brings that over is broke.
Boy, this poor girl,
Wow, terrible.
God, they've done everything wrong.
Who? What?
Oh,
Man, took her stuff out of.
Oh, yeah. Did we look at the lease? Just out of curiosity.
Never got one. She had a year lease, but they verbally told her to get out of it.
Well, I have some.
No, but I'm talking as far as the garage went. Did the lease have that garage on there?
No,
Oh, okay, the whole thing sounds funny.
No, but they gave her key and the garage electric.
Oh, that's
garage door
crazy.
opener.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They gave her the key
and the garage door opener.
Not a friend, not the old tenant. Those people.
Yeah.
The management.
Yes. No, they handed it to her.
You don't think anything's squirrely? Just why would they grab everything and throw it out? That's the part that makes no sense.
Because I think it wasn't written in her lease. She said it was not written in her lease that she gets a garage.
Because they cost extra?
No, it just wasn't put in there. There was nothing.
That's what I mean. Generally, they cost extra.
Right. It gets a little bit more complicated than that. They've screwed this up so bad. She goes in, and she's supposed to have a 2-bedroom apartment. She pays things. She goes up to the apartment. It's a 1-bedroom. So it's the wrong apartment.
Does the lease say that? Or?
It still has, the lease is still...
You got to be really careful. Our engineers get really pissed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
they're really pissed at me, for example.
My straw broke off in there, and I was in the middle of getting that out.
They made me buy him a sippy.
I think that's the first time he's ever spilled, really.
Oh, you spilled?
No, I've spilled in.
Oh.
No, I took the lid off because the straw broke off.
Yeah, what was Carl talking about? Nothing spilled.
He was worried about it spilling.
He just saw it.
I didn't have a lid on it.
When he was in there,
he just saw it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I right as I took the lid off, I ran out of the room to...
And
Did you
they
spill
one
something?
cookie at a time.
Did I know?
Why is she bringing in...
Okay.
What do you kids spill?
No, I said he didn't spill anything. Carl thought that he was going to.
Oh.
Just by saying the
Clint's probably never spilled a thing in his life with that record.
Did he have more than one cookie?
He was
at
part
a
of the
time?
Valdez on the oil tanker when it had that big spill. He was part of the cleanup crew.
He actually told him to put a double bladder in.
You know the FEMA that handled that? They were looking at buying 1,000 of those guns from us to keep birds off the coastline when that happened.
You know, those guns, why don't you market those?
Well, we're trying to.
When did you invent it?
How can they do it?
3 years ago.
But the problem with the gun is you got to keep firing it. I mean, it doesn't like scare them off permanently, but can you set it on a timer or something?
Oh, it's got a computer in it.
So is it,
No.
how is it different?
This is something that-
Mark, you know about his gun. How is it different than any other kind of shoe thing?
What gun?
His bird gun.
Because it detects when birds come and scares them away.
But why
The
can't...
patent is a
How-
machine
okay,
gun
let
that
me ask you
scares
this.
birds. It's a utility patent.
Well, let me ask you this. What would be wrong? What would be, couldn't you just do something that detects birds and blows a horn?
But I think the machine...
Well, they haven't had any luck detecting birds is the problem.
Is that what you did? You developed that?
No, we learned that didn't work, that you can't detect them.
So
Big
what do you
flocks
do?
can detect, some of these little tiny birds.
So what do you do?
So birds move around onto these things in the morning and evening, migrating birds. They land on the water
So
at
you
night.
put it on a timer.
Yeah, so it's on, well, it's more complicated than that. It's actually on a computer.
Which does what?
Which times it.
It's got an algorithm.
Wait.
Yeah.
Which does what?
So like early in the morning, it goes off every minute. Like about dawn.
But who says, is it programmed to do that, or does it detect anything?
No, it doesn't detect anything, but it can be hooked to detectors.
Why can't it... There's no reason why a good camera can't detect even...
Oh, no, now, they have made cameras. This is the most wonderful thing. They've made cameras that you can draw on the screen, on the graphic, where you want people to walk. And if they go so much as an inch off, a voice can come on saying, stay on sidewalk, please. I mean, they can have a count of how many people go in that door and how many people go in that door. They're so accurate, I'll bet you can make a frame. A bird
anytime there's a bird.
Anytime. In fact, it can not only do that, but if the birds are coming from here, it can point it that way. Or if they're coming from here, you should use that existing. It's this video technology I've never. It is so unbelievable.
The computer is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth.
They read the frame, Mark.
Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and what's the cable? Ethernet cable. So they can hook. There are detector devices that can be hooked on it.
Any detector, right?
Yeah. And on these big.
Is it on a swivel mount or is it stationary?
It's stationary. They made us put stationary because as soon as it moved, because it puts a white hot.
But the camera wouldn't be connected to it. The camera would be connected to a computer
that triggers it.
That's staring at the
screen. Where they have the lithium ponds in Utah, square miles of these ponds, lithium floats on the water.
Why do they do that?
They mine it that way, like they do. They wash it out of the ground. It goes out in these ponds, and they let the water.
That's why he invented it, because the birds were dying.
They after the water dries up, they go and scrape it up.
Off the dirt.
Yeah, off the dirt.
And then
off the plastic.
What is lithium? Lithium is
lithium's
not metal, is it?
Yeah, it's a metal, but it's lighter than water.
Oh, that's weird.
It's
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Become the Banker. It is one of the best investments, I think, for the common man. And if you have a diverse portfolio, of course, I think this should be part of it. Now, if you can't afford much to invest, this is where it comes in, and it's perfect. You can make it as big or as small as you want. Become the Banker. I tout this because I absolutely believe in it. And everyone so far that has written me emails criticizing, and I've only had a few, and I invite them, and I invite people to call. Now, one guy says, you know, just the numbers, just numbers. I did the numbers, okay? And here's the deal. If you want your money to grow tax-free, the government allows you to do that through life insurance. You buy us the minimal amount of insurance that will allow you to overfund it to where you want it. They calculate that for you. And all of the money grows tax-free. Okay? And you then can borrow from it. If you're going to go buy something right now, even a big TV, okay, $3,000, let's say, a really giant, beautiful, okay, instead of doing it on a credit card or taking it out of the bank, you can do a loan on your policy, and you pay yourself back the interest. Some of the interest goes to the company, less than 1% for this transaction. The rest of it goes to you. So you can overcharge yourself for interest, which shelters more money. The idea is to build it up until you're around the age you want to retire, and then take systematic and regular checks tax-free for the rest of your life. That's the goal. And then when you die, the life insurance pays off the loans. It is such a great investment. If you want to find out more, go to becomethebanker.info. I have a video there, and there's information on seminars, or call directly. Now, becomethebanker.info. Becomethebanker.info. Or 303-779-6600. Welcome. I'm a consumer advocate, by the way. What we do is we solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints, and it is the longest running show on radio. I invite you to join us on YouTube and Facebook as well live, because we have props sometimes, and we're going to be doing more and more visuals as we get going here. So please join us there. And, of course, iHeartRadio app around the country, and on radio, of course, KHOW Radio, and then in the Springs, KRDO Radio. Rob, what is going on with you, Rob? Rob,
Hello.
What's going on with you?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
I really do appreciate you taking my call.
What can we do to help you?
I need to see if you could help me out. I'm dealing with somebody that isn't playing fair in business. I did a bunch of work for a gal, and she's a fix and flip type person. And make a long story short,
she's a what type? Wait, she's a what type?
Fix and flip type person.
Oh, fix and flip. I got you, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
And she's working as a contractor, and I was a subcontractor. And she utilized my services, and then wrote me a check, stopped the check, and then hired one of my guys behind my back to finish the little bit that was left, and use that as a way not to pay me, as a tactic not to pay me. So like, this lady wrote me 2 checks that were the same check number, and wrote
all right. So hold on. Let's just get right to it. You did work and didn't get paid.
Exactly.
It's that easy. Okay. So, what's her excuse? How much are you owed?
I'm owed almost $6,000.
Okay, Bob. When did this start? When did this work end?
I was finished with the project. I was actually asked not to come back to the project.
When were you finished with this job?
Right before the new year. Right before the new year.
Okay, so let's say December of 2017. Okay, now you have a certain amount of time to file a lien. Why don't you do a lien?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I've never had to experience this particular type of situation.
I want to tell you that liens are a real deal, and if done correctly, you can get it, and you can get your money. We have attorneys who can help you. You need to do a lien. You really do. Okay. That's the simplest way. Do you want us to put in a phone call? I don't know if that would help. I mean, what's the name of the company you worked for?
It was Lurux Homes, and they're just so shady, Tom. I mean, it's like, I don't have the opportunity to be able to discuss it with them, because they tell me that if I call them, it's harassment, and they're not going to pay me. Plain and simple.
Just call. He needs to call just Siglian. I mean,
you need to put a lien on the project. And then you can also assume in small claims court. Brandon Siglian is excellent at putting this on, and it'll be a small fee, but listen, you'll get paid.
Okay.
You need to put a lien on it.
And you do have to sue him. I mean, there's no doubt to perfect that lien.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
where did you work on one property?
Yeah, it was out on Madison Street in Cherry Creek.
And is the house sold?
You know what? I don't know if it's sold at this point in time. You know, when I got to doing the work.
Okay, listen. If it wasn't sold by the beginning of the year, I don't think it is. It might be, but here's what you need to do. You'll screw them up if you put the lien on now. You got to put the lien on. Suzanne, give him the name of Brandon. And Bob, call me back. Oh, here's Siglian for anybody listening. 720-344-4828. Okay, Insurance Help Day today, our help center, Compass Insurance Group, don't forget that. If you call the help center and you tell them what you're paying in insurance, we save money about 85% of the time, sometimes 90%, and you can save hundreds of month, every single month. You don't have to do any of the work, the transfers, they take care of all of it. Compass Insurance Group has been doing this with me for many, many years. We invented this, the insurance checkup. And also, what I love about it is it saves money, and there's no obligation. I can't think of any downside. And that number is 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. If you have a question, problem, or complaint, give us a call here, too, at the show, which is 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so Brett has a question. Then I'm going to ask, do you have any follow-ups on people we save money? If yes,
I do, Tom.
Okay, we'll come back to you and show the instant savings. Brett, what's going on with you, sir?
Hey, hi, Tom.
Hi.
Hey, I purchased a property last year up north, kind of a rural property, and it's got an oil and gas lease on it.
Okay.
And I was wondering, I'm looking at the lease. It's about 35 years old.
Now, did you buy the lease with the property?
Well, that part... I'm not sure in that sense.
Okay, well, if you have the mineral rights, it'll be clearly spelled out, or if you don't, it'll be spelled out. You either bought it with mineral rights or not.
Okay.
So,
all right.
What was your question?
Well, my question is, I didn't know if leases ever expire. And
well,
if they're like,
yeah, they do sometimes. Sometimes they're 99-year leases. Sometimes you actually sell the rights and you never get them back.
okay.
Brett, what are they doing on this lease?
Well, I got notified that an oil company was going through some zoning things.
How much land is it, Brett?
It's 10 acres.
Okay. Now, Brett, you bought this without investigating the lease?
Well, the lease document, I bought it thinking that I didn't have any oil and gas mineral rights. So.
Okay, you knew you did not have mineral rights. Did you know then? But then, did you know there was a possibility someone would be drilling?
Well, I knew that, and that's the
okay. So you knew that. Fine.
North.
So did you get a break in price because of it?
But probably.
Okay. The other question, Brett, this is really important. Do they have surface rights or just mineral rights? If they have surface rights, you could end up not being able to build something practically.
There are no surface rights, and they have to get explicit permission to get onto the property.
Okay, but you can't unreasonably withhold it either. And with all of today's technologies, they can go underneath your land and not disturb you at all. If they don't have surface rights, you're fine. Now, where you are in that part of the country, what are they doing, gas or oil?
I think it's oil.
And do you see any horsehead pumps out there anywhere?
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
They're removing some of those old pumps in the area.
Okay.
They're going to establish.
So, okay, now I got a clear picture. What's your question? Do you want to know if they ever expire? Some of them do.
Well, yeah, that was it. I mean, looking at the lease, and it's a percentage lease, too.
But what do you care? It's not your percentage.
Yeah.
Who owns it? Do you know who owns the rights?
Well, yeah, I do. I have a company. I looked on the internet. They're still viable. Company.
What's the name? What's the name?
It's off the top of my head. I can't remember the name.
Now that could be just the operator, not necessarily the leaseholder.
Sure.
Okay, so
I did get some mail from what do you call those guys that kind of manage
landman?
Landman. Yeah, sent me some mail. Wanting to buy mineral rights, and I don't know if that was like a scattered mailing or if it's
they mass mail people with land in case they have mineral rights. Here's the thing, Brett. What I would do, how long have you owned it?
It's a little over a year.
Yeah, you bought it. And okay, what I would do, Brett, is I would go to a title company and ask them to please run a title work and get you a copy of the lease.
Okay.
And then if you want, I can help you review it or get someone to review it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Right now, which is a rare thing, we have wide open lines. That means you can get right through and talk. If you have an insurance question, we have Matt here from Compass Insurance Group. But better yet, call the Insurance Help Center right now to get a quote, no obligation. Most likely you will save money. I want you to hear it coming back. We'll give some specifics from today. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. We also have absolute radon safety in the house. If you have any questions for absolute radon safety or anything about radon, and as you know, we do a big variety here of topics, so you never have to worry about calling in about something we won't talk about. We'll talk about everything. Art of Granite. Countertops and cabinets. That's it. And it's not only granite. They do all solid surface countertops and tile, and they never charge more than wholesale on the material. They only charge for fabrication and installation. Also, they tear out and haul away free, and they do the bathroom free if you have the kitchen done, and the cabinets have a small markup from the manufacturer. Having said all of that, the number one reason I love Mitch, other than the great work and his work ethic, I love that they give prices on the phone. If you call, they'll quote you based on some pictures maybe or some measurements. So give them a call and find out more. They serve the mountain communities and the Front Range. 7 days a week. 303-386-5919. Calling it a quote. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net.
They really did? Now they cloned 1 into 2, or they cloned 2 into 4?
They cloned 1 into 2, but they can do 2 into 4.
Is there? That's a real living clone.
That's it.
Holy shit. That's amazing. It's cute too. There's a cute.
They are cute as hell.
I didn't realize they were so cute. The monkeys kind of scare me a little. They're like squirty. I'm always afraid of them biting me or something.
Rhesus monkeys, the males,
They're
so bang.
What kind of monkeys are they?
Clone.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Long-tailed monkeys or whatever. Yeah, of course, it's always the Chinese.
You know, the sheep. That sheep was done a long time ago.
Dolly, 1996.
Yeah, 5? That many years from a sheep to a monkey.
Can you imagine, though, if you had a clone and you need a heart, you can go grab a heart?
Well, you don't want to
Honest
touch your
to
clone.
God. No, but if you could do it with no brain, so it's just a body hanging there when you clone it. Boy, it's a spare part.
Absolutely.
But if there's no brain, there's no consciousness. Okay, I'll go further. There's no head.
Well, I don't even know if you can. How would you keep alive?
I have no idea. I haven't thought this whole thing through yet.
If you could do that, with the liver, you take some liver cells and form a liver right when you need it.
See, but I don't know how that works. You're right. I mean, that's stem cell research, basically. But
what is that?
This, if you need a liver or if you need a kidney, you'd have it to go grab that day.
I was wondering how long
You put them in your closet.
Mark, that's an extraordinary story.
Oh, it's crazy. They just broke.
How long would it take to just clone a kidney, to just grow a kidney?
Well, they print organs.
Yeah, but if you get into a car accident, I mean, you're going to want it quick. I'd rather go to my closet and pull an arm off.
This headless thing hanging in this closet.
It sounds like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I think there's a book about that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nuts?
Yeah, Mary Shelley already wrote this story.
But if there is no consciousness and there is no brain, does it become an ethical issue? Because really, you are growing body parts.
Oh, wait. Matt,
would you do it?
No
brain. Or the only part of the brain that does functions, there's no thought, there's no... the part that knows to beat your heart.
In other words, if it doesn't hurt anybody, yes, of course.
Brainstem.
So, Matt.
Yes, sir.
If you could have a clone for parts, so like you need a kidney and go get a kidney, but it has no brain whatsoever. So in other words, there's no consciousness, but it is a living, breathing clone of you. But no consciousness whatsoever, no brain.
What you're talking about just for parts.
Yeah, like if you need a kidney, you need an arm, you're in a car
That's
accident.
pretty slippery slope. I mean, I would say, yeah, I would be fine with the clone.
Would you keep it in your closet?
People say,
So you're at the junkyard, only with people.
To keep.
oh, God, can you imagine?
It's like saving whales. They really get to smelling after a while,
I'm telling you, it's coming. These two monkeys prove it.
Oh,
They just got to create one, no head.
Whatever happened to Dolly? Did she die?
No, Dolly's still kicking.
Is she?
They cloned her for parts to keep her alive.
Oh, is Dolly? Is it still alive?
There's no way. I don't think sheep. How long does a sheep live?
Oh no, that's
This
a good
is a
question.
clone sheep.
That would be weird. How about if your clone got mad at you and took your parts?
Took your brain.
Took your
Hey, I want the brain.
That would be the next, where they actually transfer your brain onto your headless clone as you get older, with your thoughts and everything to start over in a different body.
Actually, you don't even have to do that. Just download the data.
Just
yeah.
That's that one show you don't like. There's a bunch that are basically like that. Black Mirror, where they basically take your consciousness and put it in somebody else.
That show's creepy.
The other person is just what do they call
Oh,
it?
it's so good. You don't like it?
Oh, it's great.
I watched the first two episodes.
What is it?
It is so good.
You got to watch the last one though.
This season, I
Black
think, is
Museum.
maybe their best one.
Did you like Black
Called
Museum?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror?
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite
Showtime
episode.
or
Why are they talking
It's on
about
Netflix.
Netflix? Okay.
Because you're from
Well, the one
Austria.
My wife liked the one because she is such a, like, she watches her phone to see where my kids are all the time. The one,
that was
Cage
great.
or whatever.
And
you have to watch this.
The ending was great.
Yeah, I said, you have to watch this. This is kind of what you do.
See, I wouldn't want that in a million years. You think I want to know what my kids are doing all the time? No way.
Oh, yeah, where you can find your luggage.
Yeah,
my wife would put those
She's
in my
got
children. And I have
when the kid is like
children.
born.
My wife has
That's crazy. She just can't deal with it.
Did you see that one? No.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, your consumer advocate, fighting crime from coast to coast and helping you with your problems directly, getting involved some of the time, where we recover millions of dollars over the years in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. As you know, we have an insurance help center going on right now, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. So I want to talk about that. What's going on at the help center? If you call 303-771-HELP, if you have your declarations page, that's great. Or if you know what you're paying and how much coverage you have, they'll do a search. They represent 25 independent companies. They will not obligate you in one way. And if you have a great deal, you have to believe me when I tell you they are so honest and will tell you right up front, we can't do better. What did we do, though, Matt?
Tom, these examples are from Ryan. We had a long-term State Farm client that he moved to Acuity. They were paying $4,773, and the Acuity package was $3,594. So, you know, $1,200.
$1,200 a month. Boom.
And this one I actually thought was a good one. So, a long-term American Family client, we moved them to Safeco. They were paying $5,784. They're now at $4,974, and they had actual cash value on their roof, and so we wrote them a replacement cost policy.
Plus saved them, what, $800?
Yeah, it was $800.
Can you believe that? What else? Anything else?
And then he sent one last one. They were with Country Financial. He moved them to auto owners, so from $2,978 to $2,347.
So the savings can be big or small, and in some cases extraordinary. All you have to do is make one phone call. This is what I want to know. Why would anyone not do it?
Well, if anything, we can review your coverages, tell you where you probably need to change some things, you know, and then maybe you find out you've got a good deal, and then you feel good about the, you know, whatever the hour you spent.
That's Matt Corneo with Compass Insurance Group, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. So, let's talk. What's going on with Donna? Donna? Donna?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now, Donna. What's going on with you?
Hey, Tom, I just need some advice. Love the show, by the way.
Thank you, Donna.
I'm a truck driver, and the company I currently work for, their trucks from Penske.
Yeah, is that where they have them maintained?
Yes, that's where they have them maintained also.
Okay.
About 2 months ago, they replaced parts in the truck that I drive, and it broke down. They've had it now for 8 weeks, and I just found out from the dealer today that their negligence is what caused it to be for 8 weeks from the work they did.
Okay, so what you're saying is, Donna, they did not do work properly, which caused the delay, basically. Now, you're cutting in and out, so I'm gonna see if I follow you. Their negligence caused a delay, which cost you money because you can't drive.
Right.
How much? Okay. Now, how much money did you lose?
Total, I figured when I couldn't work, I'm down about $3,000.
Okay. Now, that truck is owned by the company you work for. Is that right?
It's leased by them.
It's leased. They provide it to you. And under this provision, are you a 1099 or a W-2?
W-2.
Okay, as it should be in this particular case. So, as a W-2 employee, did they lay you off, or did they pay you? What did they do?
No, I just worked whenever I could, filling in for other drivers, and I had to take some vacation time.
How are you normally paid?
By the hour and by the load.
Okay. Donna, this is not going to work, and I'll tell you why. Shops cannot be held responsible for consequential damages, they're called, meaning the consequences of what they did, unless they had a contractual obligation to your employer or to you to get things done in a prompt manner because of the work. So this must be done in this amount of time. Even if they said, you know what, those guys don't pay us that much a year, just let's get to these customers first, and somebody says, yeah, but you know, Donna's really depending on this for her job, say, look, it's not my problem. You can go that far, and it's not going to rise to the level of negligence or even tortious. There's something called tortious interference. If you ever had a thread, that would be what it is. What does tortious interference mean? It means that someone is devious and tries to interfere with your deal, with your work, with your income. You could sue under tortious interference. But the way that usually works is if you know that somebody is negotiating with someone else on a big, giant land deal, and you have a company that wants to buy that property, or you were the listing agent and you lost the listing or something. You don't want that deal to go down for one reason or another. And you plant some owl poop from a special owl onto the property. Or you do something that would then alert people to an environmental impact study. And it causes the deal to go south. That would be tortious interference. So you understand, all you have are guys that are taking too long to repair a truck. And it's really too bad, Donna. I don't know what to tell you. Mark?
Well, just consequential damage you were talking about. Imagine if you accidentally hit someone on the highway and they missed a job interview and they might have won the lottery and they might have done this.
Or they were on their way to a deal that would have made them mega bucks.
You're still not going to get it.
Right.
And if you could get it, imagine we wouldn't have a society.
Well, no, you could not afford to stay in business.
Yeah.
You just couldn't. 303-713-TALK. Remember, I'll get right to you. That's our promise to you. And don't forget, we have Absolute Radon Safety with us as well. Tests starting as low as $20. But if you have any questions about radon, give us a call. Randy, what's going on in your life?
Hello.
Randy, what's happening?
How's it going?
I'm doing well. So far, we got some great questions.
Yeah. I just need some advice.
Okay.
I have a house that was built in 1958, and the roof is called a snow coat. Which, anyways, I've been in the house 15 years, and I have no idea when this was put on, if it was original or not. But
wow.
But the last time I did anything was about 5 years ago. Is I just repainted some more snow coat on top of it.
The snow coat is the granular paint you're talking about?
It's actually just a really thick paint, and it's kind of rubbery, and so it's really good for hail.
And do you have a flat roof, sir?
It's fairly flat.
Yeah,
very slight.
That's usually what they are. Yes, man, are they a bear? Now, here's the deal: if you ever have that redone, and you have it
yeah, I've never had it.
No, I said if you ever have it redone. The good news is the technology today is superior. It's wonderful. So, what's your question?
My question is it's needing another coat. So how many coats of this stuff can I throw up there?
Well, there's no limit. There's no limit. It's like paint. You don't have to worry about that. However, you may want to think about replacing it.
Yeah, and who would you? So I'm looking for a recommendation.
Okay. Can we find out, first of all, let's talk to Excel Roofing again. Let's just talk to him as an expert. I don't know if they do industrial flat roofs. We used to have some really good roofers on the list that did flat roofing and low-pitch roofing. Very, very good. But if Jay doesn't do it, he'll have a recommendation for you. So why don't you just hold on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So radon is usually tested for people who buy or sell real estate. But if you're occupying your basement, a lot of people are concerned, or your basement, whether it's a walkout or not. Walkouts make it better, though, for radon, right? Don't you usually find lower levels in general with walkouts?
We can, but the levels most of the time are going to depend on the natural uranium deposits in the soil.
That's really where it comes from, natural. Is there anything people can do if they're building right now to mitigate as they build? People who might be going through construction. Do you have any tips?
Yeah, absolutely. They can give us a call, and we can implement radon-resistant new construction as part of their home build.
It's called radon-resistant new construction. Give me an idea of what would be involved in radon, a resistant building.
Yeah, so it can involve vapor barriers over the backfill before the slab is poured, or a perforated pipe system underneath the slab in that backfill layer that we can connect to, and then creating a passive vent pipe from that perforated pipe underneath the slab that's routed through the interior chases of the home when the home's being built.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't add hardly anything to the...
No, it's really inexpensive, and the passive systems can reduce radon levels by up to 50%. And if the levels come back high, then all you need to do is call us and have us come and install the radon fan in the attic above the living space.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Absolute Radon Safety with us here. And Mark, did you test your new home for radon or not?
Yeah, she sent me a test. I was at 3, and here's the other thing. That test you sent me was exact. With Dan has a big expensive digital one he bought. I did them both at the same time, and the test she sent me for the $20 was the exact same as the expensive one. They both came in at like 3 or 0.3, whatever.
The reason they use these expensive ones, they can get digital readings, she told me, on her phone. Yeah. They can literally send the results to her phone. Okay, I'm going to get to all of your calls. I'm going to give Suzanne a chance to rack them up on the board, 303-713-TALK. And don't forget our help center. Lines are open. They have several operators that can take your call in our help center, 303-771-HELP, 303-771-4357, almost guaranteed to save you money.
First Knox Court built by P.T. Barnum. At 1900, every 2 years we put snow roof on. God, the layers must have been unbelievably thick, but it works, and it was cheap.
But it's not the snow coat that you have to be concerned about. It's what kind of flat roof does he have?
Yeah, that building was built in 1900. I don't know how many.
1958.
Which building?
This guy.
Oh no, the one I had. The one I had was built by P.T. Barnum in 1900. And we were still putting snow coat on every 2 years.
I think they just came out with a play about him, Bonnie was telling me. Did you know that?
A movie, yeah.
You know that
I thought it was a movie.
You know that Barnum area town over there? He's got a whole bunch of these really fancy Victorian houses made from flagstone.
I didn't even know he was from here.
His winter headquarters was where Barnum Park is at 6th and Federal.
I didn't know that.
But anyway, he had all these fancy houses that he had 8 of them. He had 8 mistresses.
8 mistresses? That's gotta be tough on elephants.
I know the circus is wintered here. I always
8
thought
mistresses. That sounds like a nightmare.
I know. Everybody says, God, the whole wife I'm going to get another one. Sorry, that's one at a time.
There's a guy in my office.
Yeah, look at that. Jump from house to house. Can you look it up? Where Barnum Park is, 52 Acre Park, that's where his thing was. That whole area there's called Barnum. He sold a whole bunch of stuff at the First and Knox. Barnum Drugstore.
Absolutely. Barnum Water Park? He's got geese there now.
Yeah. We send everyone to. We actually use that referral list that comes. So like, we don't do it. We send people. So he's got a guy in Integra Insurance, and we send. You know what's funny is God knows we probably send as many people that call us from the referral list directly to them because they call us first.
Makes you go, man, should
So,
we be selling health?
yeah, no kidding.
It's so complicated. You think the stuff you guys are doing.
No doubt.
This guy's on with Medicaid like 5 hours a day.
No question. No question.
And here's the worst part. Kaiser, they might pay 3% now. I heard they pay 0.
That's crazy. Well, they did. Yeah, they had some renewals that they. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I know a health broker that bitches about it.
I mean, what do you do?
What do you do?
You have either 8 billion customers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying my industry is pure by no stretch, is it?
Yeah.
But at least the property casualty business is not a catastrophe the way that the health insurance business is. Every year, my health insurance goes out of $250 a month every year.
No, that's a good question about.
I hope that windshield doesn't affect mine. I bought
bought the windshield coverage through you guys for Progressive.
Yeah, it won't affect your rate.
My fucking windshield was $2,300.
Yeah, it is now. Stuff was different.
What is it? What kind of car?
It's a Genesis. $2,300. I only had to pay $50. I'm convinced it's going to affect me.
No, it won't. There's probably not enough of the Genesis glass is probably very uncommon.
Well, they had to
There's not a ton of them out
I had
there.
to bring it to the dealer. Progressive sent me something saying you have to do it at the dealer, and they have to calibrate all your camera systems.
Yeah. And your rain sensor. Do you have the automatic wipers? Rain sensor built in the windshield?
And the headlight sensor, every sensor I got.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. That's the best coverage I ever bought.
No question. Did you take it to the dealership? Is that what you said?
Sure.
Yeah, because I had my glass done, and then I had to take it to the dearship because they had to like recalibrate all the cameras and all that stuff. It's good that you're being able to do it in one place.
And there's LiDARs in there, the radars now.
Can you imagine though? I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine in a million years. They were looking up other ones from like Mercedes. And
I was gonna
stuff
say I see
that cost way less.
I see $1,000 glass. That's the most I've ever heard of. Wow.
The glass was $1,800.
Oh yeah, I see glass $1,000 all the time.
My glass,
I've never
dropped
seen
it off
it
the short line with that. My glass was $1,899 for the glass. Then it was like $150 for the labor. Then $250 for the calibration.
That's the first I've ever heard. Oh no, it's the biggest no-brainer ever to buy that coverage.
It doesn't affect you.
I got Jay Brett's for line 3, Tom. He's on. Miles shoveled and said there's some ice. He wants to know if you want him to put salt on that. I said probably not. But he's like, do we have to sell it? He said, Dad's anti-salt.
So Tom, my son's going to visit schools in New York next month. That's why I was asking you how often you go out there. Tell him to chip it.
Get some hot water.
He's a theater boy.
Melt it.
And so 3 schools he wants to go to are all. He's 17.
By the way, they've got a granddaughter 17.
So they're visiting Juilliard, NYU, and Pace.
Now I audition at all 3.
So yeah, he will.
What is Pace? What is your granddaughter's interested in Pace?
Pace is another theater type school.
She's into the art set, so the theater stuff.
Got a boy back home in Michigan, and it tastes like Jack when I'm kissing him. So I told him that I never.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Simply Floors Inc. What do you think of when I say Simply Floors Inc? Value. Yes, for sure, you should think of value, because Buddy Mitchell has made up his mind that he is going to just simply have less overhead and less markup and less profit, but still make a great living. He competes with the big boys, okay? Doesn't matter to have a big mill in your name, a big exchange in your name, a big outlet in your name, a big emporium in your name. What matters is the bottom line and the quality and knowledge. He has everything. SimplyFloorsInc.com is the website. You go there and make your own appointment. He has design services available to you, and I mean true design services. He has a showroom at 52nd and Ward. You can drop in or make your appointment first, whatever you want. You will find all of the same hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl, tile, action traction, waterproof carpeting, all of the great, beautiful floor coverings. They even have now new laminates that are waterproof. That's unheard of. They're value, they're beautiful, now waterproof. So, give them a call if you want, or just go see them. SimplyFloorsInc.com will have all the information you need. 52nd Ward is the showroom. So, we're back to the show, and I'm going to ask my roofing expert, Jay Bretz at Excel Roofing, a question about snow coat, which is nothing more than a coating over a roof, and more important than the snow coat, or as important, is the underlayment. What is it made of? This thing was put on in 1958. Let's say he just keeps recoating it every few years. Is there a reason to replace that?
If he's able to recoat it every 3 to 5 years, and there's still the integrity of the roof, that's good, Tom. But it'd be hard to believe that a roof could be 50 years old and that it would be a candidate for one of these coatings.
Well, he said he bought the house and he doesn't know if it had been redone prior.
Okay, so you can go up there and you can take a look at the roof and you can see if the top layer is deteriorating, and it would be a good candidate for a coating. The coatings will extend the life of the roof. However, if it's just a bad roof, if it's peeling up at the edges and it looks like it needs to be redone, then you have to strip the whole thing off and redo it.
Do you do those kinds of semi-flat and flat roofs?
We do, Tom. If the roof is a good candidate for a roof coating, we get up there, we clean it off really good. You have to prime it, prep it, do all that, and then put the coating on. And some of these coatings are guaranteed for 10, 20, 30 years.
Oh, Jay, I've seen lifetime. I've seen lifetime roofs. They're so fantastic now.
Yeah,
or near lifetime, I guess,
really,
50 years, yeah.
Yeah, they've got some really good technology with these coatings, but it depends upon what you're putting on top of. You know how that is. If you want to coat your concrete driveway or your garage, you need to be going over something that the coating is going to stick to.
Gotcha. 303-713-TALK now. Here's what I want to ask. If you had a roof and you didn't know what it was, when it was replaced, would you have it checked? Because he's not having problems. He just called and wondered. Would you, like what would it cost for someone to go through and truly check it? Not just look at it, but truly check it.
Well, a flat roof, it's good to check those every 2 to 3 years.
And what would an inspection cost?
As many roofers are there around this town, you should be able to get a free inspection, no problem.
Okay. Do you guys do free inspections?
Absolutely. We will go out and we'll do inspections of the roof and let people know if it's in good shape, if it needs some maintenance or a whole new roof.
Jay, thank you very much. 303-761-6400 is their number. 303-761-6400. And I believe he's running a special. If you have him do the roof, he'll upgrade you free of charge to the hail resistant. That's a great deal. Hey, Barry, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
So you said you had a radon specialist on the air.
Yes.
I had the misfortune this year of having lung cancer surgery. I never smoked a cigarette in my entire life.
Did you grow up in Colorado?
I've been living here for 10 years. I grew up in New Jersey and San Diego. And I had my house tested. I wanted to have best case conditions to test for radon. When it was dry before the recent snow, I had it tested. I had it tested in my crawl space. I had it tested with the exhaust fan of the crawl space turned off and powered down. And my house came back at 2.1 out of 4.
Isn't that fine?
4 or more being
questionable,
dangerous.
Yeah.
And out of 2.1, I'm wondering, well, when you're half dangerous, can you get lung cancer from it?
It's not half dangerous, and 4 isn't absolutely dangerous. It's a recommendation. It truly has not been. No one has evidence to say it is absolutely dangerous and will cause problems. They just put a number on it. Really, they put a number on it. That's what they did, and at their best guesstimate. What do you have to say? Let's talk to our expert here, Catherine. What do you think, Catherine?
Yeah, so your chances of developing lung cancer from radon, it's never an absolute.
Right.
You can the easiest way to think of it is being blindfolded and throwing darts at a dartboard. So the higher your radon levels are, the more darts you have in your hand. The lower your radon levels are, the less darts you have in your hand. So theoretically, the higher the radon levels, the more darts, the more likely you are to hit that bullseye being that cancer oppressant gene in your cell DNA.
Now, remember about the cancer part, okay? There are people who never smoked and never did anything bad and got lung cancer. There are people who did smoke and never got it, but that is a correlation that really is not, that's not to say cigarettes do not cause cancer. It's to say that some people don't develop lung cancer and others do, and smoking increases the chances. It doesn't guarantee the outcome. It increases the chances. So as she said, your chances increase to get cancer. You have more parts per million, or as she said, which I like, more darts in your hand throwing at the board. So really,
one of those darts hit me.
Well, you don't know it was from radon. I mean, did you grow up or did you spend a lot of time in a closed-in house with a basement?
In New Jersey, yeah, it wasn't a basement, but anything could have happened 30 years ago.
I think the pertinent question is, did you grow up with a smoker?
No, I didn't. 30 years ago, I had to work a year with people that smoked. But then I always tried to wiggle myself out by going to work at different locations.
All right, so listen, if you're asking what I would do, that's also totally subjective. I would do nothing.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just by the chance of it, I'm going to put in mitigation.
Really?
Now, that's expensive, especially
Well, no,
since
it actually isn't expensive unless there are extraordinary circumstances. You can get it done under $1,000.
Well, he does have a crawl space, so we'll have to take a look at that.
So what would a crawl space
I actually do have a crawl space.
What's a crawl space? Worst case scenario. Well, how many square feet is your house?
On the slab, well, when I call it slab, the foot on the ground is 1,600 square feet. That's the square footage of the basement.
You mean crawl space? Or you have both?
Yes. Yeah, I have a crawl space, a walkout basement, and then 2 levels above.
How much crawl space compared to the house of that 1,600? Half?
It's the entire house, so 1,600 square feet. The only thing that's not above the crawl space is the garages.
Oh, so you don't have a basement?
I have a basement on top of a crawl space.
Okay, all right, I got you.
And do you have a sump pit for a sump pump in that subfloor?
I do.
Okay, so you wouldn't even need to worry about the crawl space, because when we connect to the sump pit, we end up pulling from the perimeter drain around your foundation walls, which is already underneath that dirt, so we don't have to do the vapor barrier work. $899.
$899. Can you believe that? Because you have a sump pit?
I'll tell you what, since I'm an eBay hound, I found someone selling the equipment for $200. I'm an engineer. Is that a bad idea?
Barry, you know what? It's not. Just like that cancer you had, you could have found someone to cut it out way cheaper. You know, so whatever you want. You could buy the equipment. You could buy the scalpels. You can buy a lot of stuff really cheap. I can buy spark plugs cheap. I can buy a stake cheap. Whatever you want to do, whatever your level of skill is, you know what? It's not for me to say if that's a good idea or not.
I learned how to cook a steak like Chef Ramsay now. Not kidding, man. It's delicious.
Mark, you are really, when it comes to cooking out, I will say, you really do a good job. I'm not kidding. You do a good job.
He does.
Yeah, he does. And I don't know about this special steak thing. I want to ask him about it. But I want to talk about a serious issue right now, and that is treatment for addiction. Addicts really are not usually the ones to seek out help. It's the people around them. When I got together with the Raleigh House, I said, please do one thing. Let's not just advertise a treatment center. Let's offer a helpline for any question anyone has about addiction, including the cost, insurance coverage, the length of time, and the Raleigh House. You have a wonderful program, but also tell people about other programs. Be the center for information. And how do I know someone has an addiction? What do I say to them? Are there times I should be looking out for certain things? Or can you talk to them? Or how do I approach them about treatment? And what is your treatment? Let's talk about everything. Everything, like the very first thing. How do I know someone has a problem? You know, there are so many things. When people think about addiction, questions pop up over and over and over. So please, you have someone to talk to. I recommend them highly. I personally endorse them. I have personally sent addicts to this line, and I have called for addicts, and I've been helping people who've emailed me. If you are an addict and you're so embarrassed you don't want to talk to anyone, maybe you want to, if you trust me, write live@troubleshooter.com. I will answer each and every one of you. If you're an addict and you want help, live@troubleshooter.com. Now, the Raleigh House caring and loving staff is standing by. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Hey, Mark, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The death walls.
Yes.
Nick has a 250.
Rollover crash westbound I-70 at Havana. The car went off
How old is
into the grass, but that's got traffic backed up from Havana all the way
Replace
to
the steering
about
damper?
Boulevard at this time.
He has replaced the stabilizer.
You're not the only one. There's so many
Yeah,
people.
oversized tires. Tone set up there could be some.
It's a real thing, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
no,
it's absolutely a real
Yeah,
thing.
Ford magazine recommends double.
They make kits for them. There's 20 kits made for them.
Right now, mostly cloudy.
If he has, if the tires are a little bit
How old
bigger,
is your girl pup?
Weather, I'm Pete Wagner.
9 months.
it can make it a little worse. Sometimes the stock damper's not heavy enough.
Yeah.
Fresh.
But it's a really.
She's a mini. She's only going to be
That's all
like
it
I
is.
think 40 pounds.
It's a shock.
Where our other one was
sideways.
a tank. He was 70s.
I'm
Solid
sorry,
muscle.
like a
Solid
we can look that up, or is there a
Four-wheeler magazine.
four-wheeler magazine?
Yeah, any of them. Just look on. Just look on eBay.
Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many of the nation's plans, which could mean
Four-wheeler magazine had the article about them, but Amazon.
Speaking of,
Jeremy says he thinks that
start
Champion would be the more shaky.
Walgreens.
speaking of New York, so I don't know if you're in the theater, but I got Hamilton tickets.
Oh my God! In New York, what section?
No, I got Hamilton tickets for in Denver. So did you hear about that?
They're
There was
coming here.
310,000 people in the queue.
You know what?
I got them.
I don't know
I
what
don't
the
get
hype
it.
is. I mean, I hear these
My
guys-
son, it's his favorite thing in the world. I don't like it because it's a lot of rap and R&B. It's not for me.
How can they make Hamilton hip hop? Who the hell had that idea? And what was interesting about
Lin-Manuel.
Hamilton? About that president? I don't. Does anyone
Well,
know?
he had a duel.
Is that what the?
Yeah, he
as
him
a
and Aaron
president,
Burr.
as a president, he had a duel while in office.
I think it was while in office.
Now that would have
With
been
Aaron Burr.
spectacular.
They had a duel. I know that with Aaron Burr.
That's spectacular.
But yes, so I got tickets.
Yeah, and they're fixing noise fixes. VW had this.
And I got tickets in an
on.
hour and a half before the queue opened up. So that I know that there was some kind of error on that computer.
I mean, we're not.
Oh, this is easy. Yeah, it's just bolts. This is a 1.0 installation, I guess. I mean, anybody can stick it on real quick. This lady that had this Penske truck, when you lease them from Penske, you can get the daily replacements.
Was that from the Penske file?
Well, I had to rent a Penske truck for a couple months.
He was mortally wounded, and Burr would be wanted for murder.
And the truck had one for just regular service, you know, and so they gave us another truck for that day. That's what they do, is truck rental and daily rentals.
Let me show you how to take advantage
You
of
got
it.
one.
So this was a lease.
What's your point, Trouble?
Yeah, but most of the league, that's where ours was.
What is your point?
Mine?
No, his. That they have truck rentals. What's your point?
Penske, if you lease from Penske, they have daily truck replacements.
Without changing one penny of your current spending habits.
That's what they do.
It's only your money.
Is truck rental and daily rates and leases and monthlies.
Your current rate. Stop paying it.
We had a couple monthly trucks we were using for a while, and we went in for service. It provided a daily rental.
So, but what was that in relation to helping her?
Well, she could. Penske can provide a daily rental.
I had a feeling you were going
Oh!
to figure out
In other words, why is she?
I was going to guess
Okay.
Wisconsin or
Sit home,
Minnesota.
rent the damn truck.
I
And they usually, if your truck is in for their service, they give you a really
Pick it up.
screaming deal.
Yeah, I've been here for almost 10 years.
Yeah. It's not totally noticeable, but there's a couple words where I had a feeling you were from up north.
I think they should bring back duels.
Yeah, why not?
Oh. Yeah.
Mark would be dead 50 times by now already. He'd always be having duels. You would be, you could be the duel king.
I want to duel you. I don't duel anyone. I refuse to duel.
That would be a hit reality TV show.
Public hangings would go good.
Is Pro Auto Care calling in? I'm sorry. Shoot.
Day one transmission and auto repair, find, fix, or free. I've told you about this, and it's really hard to believe, but Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair, they do all kinds of repairs, all kinds, from transmissions rebuilding right in-house, because they are for foreign and domestic, it doesn't matter, manual or automatic, and they do all kinds of car maintenance and repairs. You can trust them. They'll show you what they do in the shop and what needs to be done. And now for $89 plus parts, they'll fix any problem, or the visit is free and you'll get a full written diagnostic report you can't lose. 303-781-9858 on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. 303-781-9858. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. Great people. Jim, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, I heard the information from your previous caller about the radon mitigation, and that sounds very interesting. We've moved our kids down into the basement recently.
Then you want to get it at least tested, right?
We did test it on one of those long-term kits for about 3.5 months, and it came back at a 4.5.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of an action level. So I'm kind of curious, what's sort of typical when you do mitigation, and then let's say that we have the mitigation done, we run another long-term test, and now we're still running a 4 instead of a 4.5. Like, what are the kind of ins and outs of actually having this done?
Yes.
Hold on. Just lower that. We're going to run out of time, Jim, so we're going to come right back and answer you. So hang on, all right? And we'll come right back. You're first up. This is a really good topic. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This is the Troubleshooter Show. And don't forget, I really mean this, referralist.com for dependable professionals, merchants, and service providers.
If that machine just blasted like that.
Today is the day you break the
And then I would shoot him while he was preparing to the duel. No, I mean, but 175 years, man. I never understood that, though. Why do they give people multiple life sentences? You only have one life. I never got that.
Mueller will want to interview the president and ask him about the firing of James Comey as head of the FBI.
Yeah, because you can get life without parole.
Senator Ron Johnson says allegations of bias within the
I guess just in case they cheer the fountain of youth is popped.
And he brings his clone in.
Oh, you've got to see that one Black Mirror, the Black Museum.
Oh my God! So you like the? I just watched the first two. You would probably remember the first one, right?
Was that the one with the pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so alarming. No episode is ever that alarming. That is the most disturbing maybe anything I've ever seen.
A lot of brain passenger stuff.
Yeah, and very almost anti-technology. Like almost every episode seems to talk about how technology is kind of far overreaching. I don't know, it's awfully good.
I just watched this movie.
I'm totally caught up.
I think it's called Get Lost.
I've seen it.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? The black guy. Wild.
I don't see color.
It didn't hit me until right towards the end. That was Grandma and Granddad. It didn't dawn on me.
What's the name of it? Lost World?
No, Get Lost.
Get Lost.
Who said that? Me.
So, like you're too old and shit, so I wouldn't want to be in you. That sounds weird. But they basically put
a better way to say that.
My brain into
I would
you. So now that I'm in you, though, you're basically just a passenger. So I get to do all the controls and all the thoughts, but you have to watch me do it, which would just suck.
You're like an avatar.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's the passenger. It's like, he's conscious, but there's nothing he can do. He can't even operate his own motor function.
I assume this is made in England.
Yeah.
The movie is
What, Black Mirror?
Yeah.
It's English.
Oh, it is?
No,
It is.
it's made in England.
What?
It's made in England.
Oh, Black Mirror.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, one of the episodes was done in Iceland this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not made here.
Yeah,
they all have actors.
they are English writers and English producers.
Why? What's that got to do with it?
It's hard to understand. No,
This is a board
have
game.
you watched Peaky Blinders?
I love that show.
God, that's a great show.
Phenomenal. You would love it.
That takes a look.
Familiar.
You
So
really
it's-
got to
it's-
concentrate.
It's
to
about
understand.
these gin and rum runners in
I watched the
England.
first episode. It's a timepiece. I have such a hard. Well, I love some timepieces, but that one, I watched one.
So all the stars, like Brad Pitt said, he would be a regular for 3 because he loves that. No, because he loves that show so much. It's so well done. I just finished that. I just finished season 4.
They just brought a new
Peaky
season.
Blinders. It's phenomenal.
You really
Starts off in a bar. If it's the one thing about it, it starts off in a bar. There's the very first episode. They're kind of arguing. It's almost like
Netflix too, or
the employer. They're all mad at
It's a
the one guy or
BBC.
something.
Actually, both those shows are BBC shows and then Netflix.
Yeah, it's
They got the
but it's almost like a union.
Yeah.
but more stuff I've never seen, and
It's right now. TV's the best it's ever been.
I want to
It's-
play. You know this new thing where you get to pick the channel.
Every show is good. I mean, it's. Have you seen the one with Jason Bateman on Netflix, where he's the money launderer for the what's it called? Ozark. Have you seen
Oh, you love Ozark.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I'm watching
I can't
that.
watch second season.
So good, and it hooked me in the first.
Did you finish the first season?
Oh yeah. They
Oh,
hooked me
you
in the
kid,
first
the very beginning, you think he's going to die.
Yeah, immediately you're hooked.
In fact, the only reason
So good.
he was ready to literally shoot him, and he changed. What did he say? He basically said, "I can get your money back," or something.
Letting you get more than his money back.
And he really didn't know the other guy.
Yeah, he asked him for like an extra like $10 million.
That's right. He had to have it. And then he packs it in that wall.
New satellite thing where you can pick, you pay per channel. You can buy a few 12 channels for more.
Dish has turned into kind of a a la carte. Not 12.
You go to those 12. That guy.
Is it definitely a satellite though, or is it internet? There's some internet ones that are definitely.
That would be a. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask because I know somebody did that. He loves it because he said, 99% of the channels on
I had
Direct. I don't watch.
I had Direct TV. They call it Direct TV something, and I signed up for 3 months for $100, and I got a free Apple TV, which costs $150. I mean, I had my whole reasons for this. But it had 20 channels, including HBO, for $29 a month, and it worked perfectly. But I already had Dish that has everything, so I had no. I just did it for the free.
I want people calling from jail again and from insane asylum.
Did you cut
Your follow-up on that.
Did you cut cords? Do you have any service now
Yeah, I have Comcast.
There's not really a
for
follow-up.
TV?
Content project.
Okay.
Tom, there's no follow-up on it, really.
The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, your consumer advocate. Yes, yes, yes. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. Fix It 24/7 for you're not going to believe what you get for $39. You're not going to believe it. I had it done. It wasn't because it was my place. They do for $39, normally $139, a furnace check, inspection, tune-up, and cleaning. You've heard the ads. Most of the time, people just go in there and look for something wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, actually. Because if there's something wrong, if it's a good company, they'll present you with your options. But 24/7 goes way beyond that, a normal inspection. Way more than so-called tune-up. I call it Rockstar Service or the Royal Treatment, here's what they do. They take out the blower motor. They literally take it out. They take out the burners. They clean inside the cabinet. They clean outside the cabinet. They clean each blower blade, the motor. If it is not a closed system, they can lubricate. They adjust the burners. They do this like they're reconditioning your furnace. They spend way more than an hour, sometimes 2 hours or more. They did this, and unbelievable what the furnace did. It was like it was a new furnace almost. Now, if they find problems, they'll tell you what's wrong, and they'll even credit you if you're going to have work done. Here's the deal, though. $39. You will love the service. It's more than that courtesy vacuum. It's the Royal Treatment. Just $39. Give them a call. Okay? 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. I'm a consumer advocate, so I talk about stuff like this. This is the only show where the commercials and the content are really one and the same as far as people I recommend. There's no one who advertises that I wouldn't talk about here on the show as an expert. And the people here that call in, we try to use our experts. So welcome. We're doing an insurance call-in, in fact. If you call that number, you'll get insurance quotes and save money. It's to save money. And our people will tell you, no, you got a great deal. So that's another phone number I'll give to you in a second. And Jim has a question about radon mitigation. And so what he said was he has 4.5 is his number. The recommended levels are less than 4. And they say you should probably do some mitigation over 4. Again, there's not a direct connection that everyone who's exposed is going to have cancer, but it definitely increases your chances according to research. They picked that number because really it was truly a number, as I read it, it wasn't based on science more than it was they thought the averages or less where people were not getting cancer. They took kind of averages and came up with a number. They don't, is that really right?
Yeah, it's a combination between studies they've done in residential homes.
But it's not totally arbitrary, but it's not based on hard stats.
Right. It's not a magic cutoff line.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people can choose not to do mitigation, and they're fine, but others turn out that they want to do mitigation even less. It's a personal decision, Jim, but we do know that it increases the chances of cancer. And you have 4.5, right?
Right.
Okay. So, what is your question? You have a basement. Is it a walkout?
It's a bi-level, so kind of a garden-level basement, so full-size windows, but they're at ground level.
And your children have bedrooms down there?
Yeah, we moved them down there in the last year.
I'll tell you what I would do, and then I'm going to ask her, Catherine, from Absolute Radon Safety. If I had children in a basement, to me it's worth the $8.99 to get it mitigated, in my opinion. Even if I had 2, I would do it. I would personally do it just to keep the air moving and better. What would you do?
I agree. Children, they're, until you're a fully developed adult, your lung size is going to be a little bit smaller, your breathing rate's going to be a little bit higher, so that exposure can be a little bit more harmful.
I've gotten some emails over the past 3 or 4 months that say, hey, I never heard, or there's no proof that radon's called lung cancer. Is that true?
No.
Is there literally no, what's the deal?
There is no absolute connection. There is a correlation, okay? The same with well, no, the smoking and lung cancer is a little more scientifically based, but radon, what they did, they took stats based on cancer rates and radon, and cancer rates are higher in higher radon areas. It's an absolute correlation. That doesn't necessarily mean it causes it. It means it increases chances somehow.
Well, almost everything I read says that it can cause it or increase chances. I don't know why anybody would just, it's $900.
There's more correlation in radon and radon mitigation benefits than mold. Okay? People with mold, that's more psychological. And no, do people have sensitivities? Of course they do. But Mark, there is so much rip-off going on in the mold industry. That doesn't mean you should live with a lot of toxic mold, and maybe you might want to get it mitigated. But really, there's more correlation to cancer than mold is to other stuff.
And Catherine, I might have missed it, but where do these levels come from? Who says that 4 is that's where you should mitigate?
It was a little more than arbitrary. It was based on those rates. They took an average. That's all. So, question for Jim. Jim has a question, and your question is what, Jim? Would you mitigate?
I think really, the $900 isn't my concern, but it's really I bring someone in. What standard should I hold them to? What should I expect from this? What for the rate to go down?
You're right. That's a good one. I'd want a follow-up test.
It goes down from 4.5 to 4.
What does it go to?
Get my money's worth, right?
What does it typically go down?
So a lot of it's going to depend on the home construction, the soil type under your house.
The worst results you've had,
or average result.
Yeah. So it is really rare that when we install a radon system, when we test after that system is installed, we don't see at least an 80% decrease in your radon levels.
It would be rare not to get 80% decrease.
At least, yeah.
So that sounds pretty good.
We can see up to a 99% decrease.
Do you hear that? That's pretty damn good, don't you think?
Wow.
Do you send them a second test when you're done? Is that part of the install?
Part of the installation is leaving them with a test kit so that after that system runs for 3 or 4 days, they can set that up and have a cost-free way of making sure that system is running well.
That would bring it down substantially.
Yeah, so we've seen...
if you take 4.5 times, let's say 80%, you're talking about a 0.8.
Yeah, that's good. And we quite oftentimes, when we can connect to a sump pit and a perimeter drain, we oftentimes see those post-mitigation levels come back at less than 0.3, which is better than outdoor air levels on average.
Anyway, Jim, it's like you said, what standards? I know this. You know, what we do is we look at our members on the referral list in a general way, that they're, that they have good character, good standing, good background, reliable, creditworthy, not going to rip you off, good business ethics and standards. We don't look at that test. All we do is we don't look at the test. We look to their professional alliances, the manufacturers of the test, but we don't know the accuracy of that test. We can't know everyone and like our automobile people. I don't know what they do for emissions. I just know that I trust them. So the standard, if you're talking about a business standard, referralist.com, if you're talking about their professional standards, that's a really good question that Jim has, which would be like for a home inspector, there are organizations home inspectors belong to. Some of them are worth nothing. I got my dog signed up. But some of them do have requirements. Do you guys have any professional organizations?
Yeah, so we are certified with the National Radon Proficiency Program. We're a member of
What does
ARST.
that mean? National, so
it's a
national
it's a strict guideline for certification.
What is it called?
National Radon Proficiency Program, or NRPP.info.
NRPP.info, okay.
Yeah, and they are associated with the ARST, or AARST, American Association of Radon Science Technology. So they have standards for how radon mitigation systems should be installed.
Do you become a member of that?
Yeah, you do. And when you go through that certification process, which is fairly intense, the certification, especially for the testing. So we're certified with the National Radon Proficiency Program. We follow EPA recommendations. We use really good quality materials. For example, we use Schedule 40 PVC pipe. Some companies will skip on that. They'll use a thinner walled PVC. We use the Schedule 40 because it's thicker, it's quieter,
and all that stuff doesn't
no
mean
chance of
anything
being
to
damaged.
people, but you're saying they're higher standards than even the NRPP calls for. So, Jim, do you have a specific question for her, or is that it?
I think that does answer
Okay.
it. And like if we were to have someone out and we had less than an 80% reduction, what are the next steps?
What do you mean? Like, well, you can getting below 4 will help you tremendously, just getting below 4. But are you saying if you get results you're not happy with?
Right. Like what are additional steps? Like should we do additional mitigation steps?
Like what would be? I don't know. If you had a tough case. These are really good questions, Jim, and I probably should have asked them. If you have a really tough case and you already did this, are there additional things?
Yeah, so we can add secondary suction points through the slab, put you on a more powerful fan. There's different steps that we can take to further mitigate those levels.
What's the most
say,
expensive system? Now, I don't mean like with a giant mansion. I'm just saying when you have to do those extra things, what can it run, the system, from $899 to what?
Yeah, the most expensive systems are always going to be involving large crawl spaces that we need to seal with a vapor barrier. So we've done systems that are, you know, well over $2,000 because their crawl spaces are
but even
1,500,
but even that,
feet.
it doesn't strike me as being terrible if it truly benefits. So let's keep going. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Tracy, what's happening? What's going on, Tracy?
Hello, Tom.
What's happening?
I was just calling. I actually had I broke my back 2 years ago.
Whoa.
And I had surgery and had 2 titanium rods put in my back. And I went in for a 2-year checkup and found out that both of the rods are broken.
Wait, you had these rods put in there broken? Hold on. We gotta talk to you about that. We really do. Alaramas of Pro Auto Care. Time to talk to you. First 5 callers each location for the Pro Pack. I shouldn't have told you that first because you might be calling right now, but listen to what you get. Al, what do they get for $39.95? This is unbelievable.
So it's a great deal only because if you were to walk to the store and go buy this stuff, you're going to be out of pocket probably what I'm pretty charging. I'm doing all the labor, disposal, and everything. So I'm going to do it for full synthetic, and I'm going to do it for synthetic blend, which is a lot of the vehicles on the road, kind of conventional oil, if you would. So I'm doing for your listeners on the full synthetic, $59.95 for an oil change up to 5 quarts, wiper blades, standard sizes. I'll either do snow or regular, and I'll rotate these tires. If you do the math, what I normally would charge, that's $127. I'm doing it for $59.95 full synthetic, and on $38.95 for the conventional, which is saving you like half price. So it's a great deal.
It is a great
Comes
deal.
with roadside assistance as well.
Okay, it's a great deal. $38.95, 2 locations near Evans and I-25, near Bowles and Santa Fe. 303 Pro Auto's the number. Remember, the first 5 callers each location only, though that's a total of 10, and that's 303 Pro Auto. Don't forget about the insurance call-in. If you can call right now, I haven't been hitting this hard, and I have to tell you, this is one of the most beneficial shows we do, where you call in and get a quote on your insurance and compare. And it costs nothing, and there is no obligation, and most of the time, 85 to 90% of the time, you're going to save. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. And also, a note here on... I had Genesis Total Exteriors for my home, Tom, and I just couldn't use them. I had to wait 3 weeks for something. Folks, I have to tell you something. You may have to wait for good people. Beware of people who can start right away, want cash up front. That won't happen with Genesis. Now, it might be 3 weeks. It might be a few months. You have to wait for certain jobs inside and out, but it's worth it. 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
He probably doesn't even need that hardware anymore now it's back fused.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Service across Metro Area Freeway.
Your kid's a genius, right?
He's pretty smart. My oldest, not the New York, the one that's going to New York.
Yeah,
you're my DU boy.
Yeah. Your DU boy is the autistic boy.
Yeah.
And the other boy is the performer.
Yeah, he's a theater.
And he loves that boy.
He's 17.
And the other one's 19.
I wish my daughter liked theater more.
It is his passion. It's all he cares about.
Oh, you can tell.
I mean, it's all he cares about.
He loves acting.
He just got the lead.
Theater's
acting. Yeah, it's what he does. Although he wants to be a singer. Yeah, he wants to be a Broadway kid. He wants to be a Broadway acting. Yeah, oh, for sure. He's a better actor than he is a singer. I'd rather him go in acting, but he is passionate about the
That
scene.
modeling in school you named Juilliard?
Juilliard?
No, not Juilliard.
Pace?
Pace. My granddaughter's going there for stagecraft.
Okay.
It's not called
There you go.
stagecraft.
You know one of the best movies I've ever seen?
It's huge.
It's about this dude going to this school, and he's going to be a drummer.
Oh, I saw it. It won best. It was the best actor.
The teacher is unbelievable.
Stop. Okay.
One of the best movies I've ever seen.
Again. And he has the accident.
Do you think they're really like that there at that level?
That was based on a true story.
You're talking about Whiplash?
I know
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
That movie was amazing.
You know what?
I've watched it probably 5 times.
I am that
incredible.
No.
Do you think they're really that strict on these?
Yes,
kids,
yes, yes. At those schools, yes, yes.
Now, when he finally breaks through and that kid just goes.
Oh man, when he leans over the kit and he said when he knew he was calling him out. That's the best scene in that movie.
It was great, but he knew he'd bring him around. At least I like to think.
He's incredible in that movie. He won the Academy Award for that movie.
The teacher? He, I used to watch this on HBO years ago. It's called Oz.
Yeah, he was chilling there.
Chilling there. God, I love that.
He was
He
in
grind up that glass and re-poison everybody.
He was in a movie I saw this morning.
They're not very big.
About the Boston bombing, Patriot Day or whatever. He's
I saw Bacon come back.
He's in the chief. He's the chief of police or one of the chiefs. It's not a huge part for him, but he was in it.
Well, that was an England, by the way, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
How long?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you who was good was Little Sunshine. Stage and does that. I about fell down. I haven't laughed that hard, man, on a movie.
When they all get up and dance.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. We have some lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. If you are looking for the new orthodontics, and there's only one place to go because he invented it. That means you wear a series of mouthpieces to widen your palate. Your teeth naturally straighten. And then at the end, and there's no surgeries here, even an adult. In fact, the adults can have this done in 2 years. Instead of veneers, which are 50 and 60 grand, you put these mouthpieces in, and then you use Invisalign braces for the finishing few months. All of it is a fraction of the cost of veneers. You know, veneers are like $20,000 just for a few teeth in the front. The whole mouth would be 50 or 60. And trust me when I tell you, this is pennies compared to that. You will love Dr. Kent Lawson and his approach. If you want straight, beautiful teeth, 303-690-0100. It also cures apneas and treats TMJ because your mouth becomes aligned, your jaw. 303-690-0100. And it's called the New Orthodontics, Dr. Kent Lawson. So Tracy has a question. We have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can get right through. So let's talk and see what is on your mind, okay? Tracy.
Tom, as I was saying before the break, I broke my back 2 years ago, and I went in for a checkup and found out that both of the rods in my back have snapped in half.
Now, how long ago were those rods put in?
2 years ago. Just over 2 years.
Okay. Did you talk to the doctor?
As far as...
They broke. Did you tell him that? Or was the checkup with him?
I went in, I got x-rays, and then I went in and I saw him yesterday.
Okay, your initial checkup that saw the broken ones, was that...
That was just an x-ray.
Okay. Back up. Tracy, how did you discuss... Did you have any symptoms is what I'm asking? Or was it a routine physical?
It was a 2-year checkup. And
from the back doctor, or a 2-year checkup from a regular doctor?
The back doctor.
Okay, gotcha. And he was checking his work. So what did he say?
Well, both of the rods are broken in half.
What did he say about it?
Well, he says that I'm going to need another surgery. I'm going to have them replaced.
Yeah. Did he say, "Oh my goodness, this shouldn't have happened," or did he say, "I'm sorry, I'll cover it," or did he say, "Hey, these things happen"?
He said they sometimes they do break, but he's never seen them break this soon.
Okay, let's find out something. Okay, we have Deputy Clint here, and I swear I joke about Deputy Clint. I call him Forrest Gump because everything we talk about, he has something to say about. And honest to God, he has rods in his back.
Okay.
Tracy, did you have a fusion or 2 levels fused?
Yes.
Okay, so the rods are there to hold till the fusion finishes. Is the fusion stable?
I met him yesterday, and he said that he doesn't know. He wants me to go in for MRIs and CAT scan, And because the curvature, I've got more curvature in the spine, he's saying that he thinks the fusion didn't hold.
What was your original reason for going in to for this surgery? Do you have scoliosis?
No, I fell taking down Christmas lights.
Oh, okay. So my question to Deputy Clint, are you saying that they fuse and then they put the rods in kind of like a cast to keep it in place, and you don't need the rods after it fuses?
I've had 6 levels fused, and each time they fuse a level above it, they take the hardware out from below. And I've also
they take the hardware out, but the hardware has to stay in for a certain amount of time
until it fuses, until it has a stable fusion. But I've also had them recalled.
Okay, but are there ever rods designed to stay in your back?
Like Harrington rods for scoliosis, yeah, stay in your back forever.
But not necessarily surgery rods.
It depends on what he has. If it's from an accident, they're probably just there until it fuses.
So but the doctor says you need another surgery. Is that correct?
Correct, because of the way they're broken, they're just kind of floating in my back.
Yeah, they could.
Means he needs to take them out, but he may not need to replace them. So what I'm saying is, you would have always needed another surgery to take them out. So if he can take them out, and you don't have any damage, then there's no reason to call. But if, that's what we have to talk about. And then even if it broke, that doesn't necessarily mean he did something wrong. Or it doesn't necessarily mean the manufacturer did something wrong. It could be, but I don't know. So what are you calling about?
Well, number one, he says they have to be taken out.
Right.
And when I had the surgery 2 years ago, they told me that they would not take them out unless there was an unusual circumstance, pain or whatever.
So they were going to leave them in the rest of your life?
That's what I was told.
Okay. I didn't know that. All right.
And so...
So what is your question? Is your question... Go. What is it?
Well, my second question is my health insurance.
I didn't hear the first one.
They told me that if I go out of network, which this doctor is, I have to pay an $18,000 deductible.
Well, that has nothing to do with the doctor.
Well, I understand that, but this is the original doctor, and I'm just wondering if I have any recourse as far as that. I mean, within 2 years, I wouldn't think titanium rods would break.
Neither would I. So here's the deal, Tracy, and it's really this simple. It really is. It all comes down to this. Would another doctor, and it must be this, it's not just a recommendation, would another doctor look at your back, look at the rods breaking in 2 years? And the question is not, is that unusual? Should that have happened? Shouldn't they last longer? Those questions are not a factor. Here's the only question. Did that doctor, or two questions, did that doctor do something below the standard of care that caused them to break prematurely? Or were those rods defective? Those are the only two questions. So the inconvenience, the BS you're going through, the pain, it doesn't matter if those two things are not met. So did the doctor do something wrong, and that's why they broke? It could be. I don't know. He could have placed them the wrong way. He won't tell you voluntarily. Or are those rods defective? Did you research the name to see if there were any class actions or product liabilities? That's one other thing you need to do. And even before a malpractice attorney would even look at you, you need another doctor to say, oh no, this is malpractice, literally. Or they must say this is below the standard of care. Not below optimum results, not below what should happen, not below what usually happens, not below what we want to happen, but below the standard of care.
One thing I do remember is after the surgery, he told me he was going to probably put 8 screws in and this and that, and then he was talking about how he put less in.
No factor. No factor. The only factor, is it below the standard of care, and did it contribute to them breaking. That is what, before I can help you, and I will help you each step of the way, you need to go find another doctor, and it's not going to cost you 18 grand to get an exam or x-rays. They can even look at the current x-rays and the current records, and you need to ask the doctor this question. Doctor, I need to know, did this surgeon perform below the standard of care that could have contributed to these rods breaking? That's the only question. And the other one is, when you get the rods, are these rods defective? You must demand to keep those rods.
Okay.
He's got an uphill fight, man.
I was just wondering, because I just can't afford another surgery right now, and
well, right now though, you should at least get a second opinion. Tracy, you're never going to get money to do a second surgery based on the fact that you think someone did something wrong. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Well, and I'm not blaming the doctor. I think it's product
liability. It could be. If they're defective. If they're not defective, it's not product liability either. So Tracy, you need to do some research on the brand name of those things, okay?
Okay.
On the brand names. You'll see in a hurry if people have complaints. You might even want to call. We have a class action attorney we'll put you in touch with if you can find 2 other people with the same experience.
Okay.
All right. So hold on for Suzanne to get your information, all right? Now, yesterday, I really want to take these people, and I'm hoping they can wait because I can't. I have to do this break, but Kim called in about a nursing home. And what was the name again, Suzanne?
I think it was Mount Francis, Tom, but I can't say for sure.
Mount St. Francis, maybe?
Like Mount Francis of Assisi?
Let's just ask, okay, Brenda, the name of the... what's the name, Brenda?
Yes, it's Mount St. Francis.
Mount St. Francis, okay. And then we have people on to talk about this. They both have different opinions, and we'll come to both of them coming right up. Right now, Brent Ivinson at Ideal Home Loans comes on to tell us all the time you should refinance. Rates are going up. Rates are going up. And guess what happened? Rates went up. But all is not lost. If you really look at it, rates went up, so your payment might increase on a typical mortgage 30 or 40 bucks. Here's the most important thing. When it comes to Ideal Home Loans, you refinance now, and if rates go down even by 0.75% over the next 2 years, you get to refinance free of all lender fees and basically free of charge. 303-867-7000. They also have a custom term loan. So let's say you want to refi right now, but you don't want to go back to 30 years, but you want that lower interest and a lower payment. Yeah, even at these rates, there are many, many people, about 75 to 80% of the people still can benefit. They will write your loan for however many years you want, period. That's what it is. You pick the term. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Tom, these people are calling back.
I can't believe they take that serious.
What?
As far as the things around. All IRS has to do is write a rule saying that doesn't.
Well, I hope they don't change all the deductions for everybody.
What's going on? Well, these states, these high tax
California,
states,
New York, New Jersey.
They say, the states are saying, if you donate money to the state,
you can pay your
deduction. If you can donate, they'll write it off your state income tax.
You know what? You know what? All of these bleeding hearts that scream about the rich not paying taxes, let them all donate $1 million.
Well, no, but the state will say that they'll
California is more in debt than any other state.
Oh, they're horrible. They got the most poverty.
You would not believe the
there's no... California's basically got no middle class anymore. You either got dead broke or you got rich. That's about all you have there.
You wouldn't believe some of the regulations they have.
I drove there and they pulled me over to look for fruit.
Yeah, but that's...
Here's another thing. If you look
because every fruit fly stops right there at the border. Oh shit, we're at the border, got to turn around.
People with expensive, true story, people with expensive aircraft, when they go on land, if they stay there on business or pleasure for more than a week or a few days, they charge them sales tax.
Oh, the one
they claim the plane is domiciled there.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. I remember you telling me that.
And they take you to court.
You land there for 30, 40 days.
Oh, man. 30 or 40 days, they definitely get you. If you're there a week, they get you. They'll take a clipboard, run your PIN number, and you get a bill.
They check to see if you're fruity. They only let you in if you're a fruit.
No, I think California was the one that first started when athletes come there to play a game from out of state, that they charged them state income tax.
That's incredible.
For what?
Athletes, when they came there, you know.
No, they still do.
No, they do, but I think California's the first one to start that.
Why would
Now
you-
everybody does it.
Every athlete has to pay state sales tax for
Yes.
every state they're in, and race car drivers and every professional athlete.
Yes.
If you're in that state, you have to keep track of how many games, prorate your salary.
How
and
about
bonuses.
actors? Same thing.
Actors as well. If you work,
That's a good
Professionals, yeah.
even though they're paid out of California.
How about deputies?
Actually, they want to come and get certain
want
states
double
have right
pay.
rules that say you get your pension there. They'll come back and look for you how many years you spent there and pull your pension if you live in a different state.
My favorite was
Tom, that was a
California.
good point on the hardware, because I had a
California
recall.
said they're going to take
They had a
50%
recall.
of the
Mail
corporations
races
point
were
was
out.
good.
Huh?
Of their state. You mean a good point on
About whether
Chase
that
a few
hardware, they have to
offices.
bend that hardware to make it fit their back, and they can crack those.
That's the most boring conversation in the world, guys.
Titanium doesn't
2
like
years
it.
does seem.
The rods or the state tax?
No, the rods. Holy shit.
There was a thing called
That guy asked for more
loop
questions.
plates, and I got a
I hate
recall
myself.
actually on that hardware.
They're so funny.
Wow, what?
I'll give you a fucking rod. I'll even put it up your ass.
I can't wait to hear from Nutcase again.
Oh,
She's got them both on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, with
The
Kim?
one that was crying?
Yeah.
The one that wanted...
Kim and Brenda. The mother-in-law.
Oh, God.
Who are the people? We have the daughter of the nursing home resident and Kim, the daughter-in-law, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, but if you're in the jury...
We don't know
who's to
whether
say
anybody
it's
really
gonna
has
be-
guardian.
Oh my gosh, the one's a nut.
You're right.
Jeez.
Auto care, we did, right? Yes.
Yes.
Are we done, sir?
You're done.
I got to do plumb line.
Give it a second.
Bartino with this great special from Plumline. They do plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. You know, I've been Plumline for many years. I love having great companies on my referral list. Now, with Plumline, they're doing an electrical special. Please listen carefully. If you have any electrical problems in your home at all, any electrical problem, this is the time to call them, because they are doing this fine fixer free. I love these things. That means any electrical problem, or let's say 85% of them, can be fixed for $149, which includes parts. So for Plumline Services Electric right now, $149, which includes parts, or the call is free. But with that free call, you will get a total and complete written diagnostic. So, or diagnosis. Here's the deal. If you have a flickering light, a warm light switch, an outlet that doesn't work, finally you can address it. So many people are afraid to call because they don't know what the upside is. Here, the most you're going to spend is $149, or you will get a complete written diagnosis for the future. So call with any electrical problems. $149 includes parts. They will fix about 85% of your problems, and if it happens to be a major problem, they'll tell you why. They're not just going to, say no. They want to do the $149 if they can. But if they can't, they will give you that full written report, and it's free. Here's the number for Plumline, 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. Now, this is a complicated case from yesterday. Kim, the daughter-in-law, she calls in and says she and her husband want mom to live with them. That's it. And mom is in a nursing home. And they say not only is mom in a nursing home, she doesn't need a nursing home, and she doesn't want to be there, and Kim and her husband are barred from seeing her or even talking to her, and even the grandchildren are barred. And she says the family is out to get her husband, and they're being treated unfairly, and that woman is being kept against her will, and she has not been ruled incompetent, and that she wants to make her own decision, and she wants to live with Kim and her husband.
And she also said that the home kept her hostage, remember?
Well, when she went to visit, they put her in a room and called the police and wouldn't let her leave. Now, hey, Kim, what's your husband's first name, dear?
His name is David.
David. So Kim and David, I think it's laudable that you want to take care.
You've got some things mixed
Tell
up.
Tell me what's wrong. Just tell me what's wrong without the whole story.
Basically, we do want to hire an attorney. We believe we have grounds. My husband was never informed about any proceedings.
What did I get wrong, dear? Just that part, because I want to get to the. What did I get wrong? You said I was wrong. What?
The thing about that they're trying to like his sister and them are trying to ruin our life or what? I don't know.
I said was, you're being treated unfairly by the family. And Kim, I think you said that about 4 times in yesterday's call, and I can play it for you if you want.
Yeah.
You said they're out to get him. You said literally they're out to get him. And there's bad blood.
Yeah,
I don't care. If you want to take that back, fine. That's not a big deal, Kim. What I want to do is help you. You're good-hearted, Kim. I can read it. You're good-hearted. Mark has his doubts, but I think
she's a nutter.
Okay, well, so what? I don't.
Well,
Kim,
Tom, she omitted a bunch of, or she left out a bunch of information yesterday that was helpful to our call.
Like what?
There was a power of attorney involved, that her mother-in-law was, has dementia.
No, she said her mother-in-law was fully competent.
I believe
yes,
she's
exactly.
misdiagnosed.
Okay.
I do. We've never been informed on anything. We finally found out where she was through a court order when Brenda evicted her mother from her own home.
Well, okay, let's let Brenda have her say, and I'm going to ask you for the courtesy of letting her speak, okay?
I will.
Okay. Brenda is up right now, and Brenda, you heard the story. You don't have to really go over old ground, but you can straighten out anything I might have wrong. Where does it stand?
Well, my brother David was, in fact, informed. My mother has been medically diagnosed with dementia, and David was informed David and Kim have gotten Colorado Springs Police involved. They've gotten the state ombudsman involved, and everything is found. There's nothing in their investigation that they have found on me as far as keeping them from my mother.
Well, are they allowed to visit her?
They can visit. Well, first of all, it's only David right now because between David and Kim, they were calling my mother, telling her that the police were throwing her stuff out, they're kicking her out, and my mom was declining very poorly, very bad.
Okay, so bottom line, who's allowed to visit her?
David can visit her. It is supervised visits because they need to monitor what he talks to her about.
Why?
Because Kim and David went in and tried to have my mom sign documents when she was already declared incompetent.
What did they try to get her to sign?
I believe it was some kind of power of attorneys.
Okay, so Brenda.
Yes.
A power of attorney is not guardianship, and if someone is ruled incompetent, they must have a guardian. So I don't understand why you're saying she was diagnosed as incompetent. Was it done by a judge? Did a judge rule her to be incompetent, or is this what the family is basing on medical stuff?
Well, honestly, what it has gone on is we went into she broke her hip completely in half. So she had surgery.
Okay.
And my mom has alcohol dementia because she was drinking way too much.
Oh.
So she went into a facility, and they found her there to be incompetent. No one was around except for myself. So the doctor named me and put in her medical file that I would make the decisions for her because she is not coherent.
Okay, but that's not legal. Okay, that's fine, but it's not. And Brenda, I don't oppose you. I mean, I think you have your, that's wonderful that you want to do this. And what I mean by it's not legal, meaning that she technically is not incompetent unless a court says it. However, I believe you when you say the doctor says she's incompetent, and then that's why he had the power of attorney. I understand all of that. So, okay, go on. I understand so far.
No, that's fine.
So that's why you don't think it's a good idea for her to leave and live with them. It could be disastrous.
Correct. I really want my brother to see my mom. I don't have any intention. of them. But what's happening, okay, the reason that there's a code in place and everything is, like I said, they were getting through late at night to my mom's phone. They were getting through and talking to her and making her, nervous and scared about what was happening in her life. And Kim being on the phone, she'll know that, I owned the house my mom lived in, and she lived in there for 17 years with no rent or anything. And by the end of all of this, I ended up having to spend $7,000 to evict my brother. I had to.
What do you mean by evict your brother? Was he living with Mom?
Because my brother tried to say that he was living with her. In a court of law, he said he did not live with her, and the court ordered...
Okay, so hold on. Let me get this straight. So you're saying that the reason you went through an eviction is because that David claimed he was living there with his mom?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was not to live there, and my family, my sister, everybody is fully aware.
Okay, so right now, the way it stands, I understand. Your mom is in a nursing home. You believe she should be there. Who else agrees with you in the family? How many siblings?
There's 4 of us together. I have notified my oldest sister, my oldest brother, and my brother David, and I hate to admit, but Kim too. They have not been on any kind of level-headed ground to speak with us about it. So we've done anything within reason to talk with them, but they have their mindset how it's going to be. They have their mindset that we're out to hurt my mother, and they're not going to listen to anything that we have to say.
Okay, so David, do I hear you there, David?
You hear me here, sir.
Okay, David, if you could talk, I mean, are you basically trying to get your mom out of there?
I sure am.
Okay.
I am.
But
I
what?
do believe she's been misdiagnosed due to my siblings have. I really don't want to put any accusations out there.
But you think they're trying to keep? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go. No, you go.
Oh, okay. Here's the deal. My neighbors, my mom's neighbors for 17 years. They can attest to this.
Okay.
They know I've been there for 15 years. My sisters and my brothers were not on speaking terms with
Okay, hold on a second. We're getting into stuff that doesn't matter. Here's what matters, okay? Here's the only thing that matters. All that family stuff doesn't matter. Here's what matters. Is your mom competent, and does she want to leave the nursing home?
I referred them to a family law attorney.
That wasn't the follow-up I wanted. I was talking to you about this other one with the garage and all of her stuff missing.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for her to send all the stuff. God, they wronged her. She didn't get her deposit back.
Please make that a good file. I mean,
yeah, but I can't do it till tomorrow because she's got to send me a ton of.
I understand, but make sure we have it on a list. Okay, so let's call it the
empty garage.
Empty garage. Yes. Yes.
And it's not just a garage. They didn't give her deposit back. They didn't give
her
rent back.
I want you to. I agree with you. That woman absolutely needs. I'm going to make a follow-up folder so I can keep track of all of our. We have to. We just must.
I can't imagine. This family mess, Tom. I referred them to. I gave them that. We have a family law attorney. I can't remember who that. Bonnie.
Bonnie's great.
Yeah, I referred them to Bonnie because we're not going to solve it.
I think it's more of an elder law, though.
Well, I got on the internet and found out who, and you're right, Tom, there has to be a guardian. She can't just get a power of attorney.
Yeah, but you know what? Yes, but if that woman expressed that she wanted to leave and insisted on it, and then just didn't go squirrel, if she still is, then she would get an attorney. Or one would be appointed, or there should be a hearing. I just want to make sure she's not being ignored.
Yeah.
But Brenda doesn't sound like.
See if they'll give you the code and you can talk to the lady.
Well, I tried to talk to the nursing home.
Well, that'd be so confusing. If she does have dementia, that'd be about as confusing as you can do.
Yeah. I have in the past gone and visited, and I'll go and visit.
I think they're in Colorado Springs, though.
Yeah. Now that she said she had to evict her brother and stuff, I'm just thinking, They just want the dough.
She owns the sister too. He told me that they took the house and everything. The sisters always owned the house. They said that they took it away from mom and everything. She said the house has never been in mother's name. David and Kim accused the sister of stealing the house from her mother.
Do you have siblings? Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Will you, how many? Just you and her?
No, I got two younger sisters. My youngest sister owns an insurance agency.
But you all get along?
No, my middle sister, nobody gets along. She's the one that's nuts.
Okay, well, in any case, are you going to have a problem with your dad's estate?
We did a trust, so most of it.
Are you the trustee?
No, actually, my uncle's going to be the trustee, which is okay. But still, that sister's going to make everything
straight. Did your dad stay up to the airport a lot?
Yeah, he was out there quite a bit. He goes to Phoenix for the winter.
I decided on that Piper Sport, that new Army one with 295 hours.
Oh, God, that was a cute air. You talking about the sexy looking one? Yeah, that got
okay. Only 225 hours on it.
Yeah.
It's like new.
That's when it was a new
house. It looks just like a Lance Air. I mean, it's, God.
Wait till you see it in person. I went to Texas, when Mark did the show one day. Stephanie and I flew down there to see it.
That's less than a Lance Air kit.
Hey, do you have any more examples?
I do.
Good ones? Really good ones?
I said a couple pretty good ones.
Okay, I gotta get to it.
And now what do you do? Looking for a few dollars to pay your bills? 6:30.
I think that Brenda needs to
Listen, you need to call George on line 1. I'm not going to have time to get to it anyway, but we need to call. I want to be on this shit all the time.
Yeah, they made a call today.
What is it?
Well, there should not, either or, there should not be a dime more paid, not a dime. No, I told you I won't have time for it today. But there should not be a dime extra. If that guy, I want to know about that. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Frank is helping
me now with a real estate transaction. I have never, and I mean this, I've never found anyone in any business anywhere that does the job that Frank Duran, the real estate man, does. 303-920-1622. 920-1622. If you're buying, if you're going to list your home, or if you're going to sell, he doesn't hold you to a long-term contract. He overperforms all the time. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. How is our insurance help center doing, by the way? Is it doing well?
Tom, we're doing really well. There's a couple real interesting ones that Jason wrote this morning. He moved someone from the Hartford to Auto Owners, saved him $900 a year, and was able to add replacement costs to the roof.
See, we've been having an average of $1,000 today.
And then this is a really good one. Moved someone from Allstate to Travelers. He increased their auto liability limits from $100,000 to $300,000 to $250,000 $500,000. He added an umbrella policy, and he saved him over $2,000 a year.
Over $2,000 a year. Okay, we have a lot of these examples. You got to call the help center. It's going to be open till 4. Please tell people. All right, it's 303-771-HELP. 303-771-4357. And one more note here, and that is Trenner Law is the U.S. patent attorney we talked about the other day. I just want to answer this email. It's Trenner Law. He's a patent, trademark, and copyright attorney. He's a sole practitioner. He gives you personal attention, and he saves you tons of money. Don't go to those invention submission places on the internet. They will rip your face off. Mark Trenner, 720-221-3708. 720-221-3708, and is on my referral list at referrallist.com. Okay, so listen, bottom line, with this nursing home situation and the family fighting, is the mom competent or not? Is she competent to make her own decision? If she says, I want to leave, even if they believe she's incompetent, they have to let her do what she wants unless the doctor says it's medically dangerous for her, and then it goes to court. So Brenda believes she is absolutely incompetent based on the doctor's diagnosis. It's not an opinion. Kim and her husband David want her to live with them. Now, David, I've been talking to. David, that's the bottom line. Is your mom competent or not?
Yes, she is fully.
She's fully competent.
Okay, I don't think she's fully competent. I think she needs to be re-diagnosed with her native language.
What's her native language?
Spanish. She's from Puerto Rico.
can she make her own decisions? Is she cognizant? Okay, so hold on a sec without fighting. Brenda, you hear what they're saying, that she is misdiagnosed. Now, by the way, Brenda, just for you to know, she doesn't have to be fully competent. She just has to be legally competent if she does not want to stay there. I need to put him on hold. Their line is so noisy. Brenda, do you feel, has she ever expressed a desire to leave?
Well, you know, my mom, the honest truth is my mom doesn't even know whether or not I'm her sister or her daughter.
Okay.
My mom has no short-term memory left. We did take her to a psychiatric or psychologist. We took her to the person who actually would diagnose her. So it's not just the doctor that...
I understand. She cannot make that decision to live on her own.
She does. She fully knows. Well, at the time, you know, she was asked by another facility before she went to Mount St. Francis if she would like me to be in you know, charge of everything.
Yeah.
My mom, I'm on her bank account.
Okay, listen, Brenda, you don't have to defend yourself right now. You really don't. I really.
Okay.
But can I ask you a question? Would you be willing to have me or someone visit with you when you visit your mom just to observe?
Yes, and yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good. Get the information, Suzanne, from Brenda. We say we get directly involved. Let's prove it. Don't forget the Insurance Help Center, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. AbsoluteRateOnSafety.com, 303-880-0682.
Statistics show that 80% of Americans will give up on their New Year's resolutions by February.
I'm walking down. Where the calls coming in?
It looks like it.
Good. Good. I want maybe do a follow-up tomorrow. That might be good.
All right, guys.
See you, man. Thank you. Are you leaving, Mark?
Yes, I got a meeting over.
Okay, I'm going to be calling you later about a lot of stuff. Okay, just good stuff.
Mark, I might come back after it.
Okay, I'm going to go to a meeting right
Her
now.
last name's Major.
What's that?
Her last name's Major. Who? The lady that lost all the stuff.
But not M-A-G-E-R.
Yeah, it's for sure.
M-A-J-O-R.
Oh, I don't know.
What were you saying?
No, I just want to talk to you about things. I just got to go to a meeting.
All right.
Hey, Tom, would it be okay if we did some free test kits once a week?
Oh, absolutely. You can, yes.
I got one from you guys. Is there somebody else in the company besides you?
Yeah, I hired somebody to help me in the office. Her name's Carrie.
I got one. We got home, but we have a bunch of construction going on right now. With the drywall dust, they said it wasn't really a good idea to do it right now, so
yeah.
wait till it's over.
Yeah.